Hello everyone. Yeah, so this is Hollow Knight 107% all bosses, no major glitches. We'll get underway in a second, and then I guess I can explain everything as we're going, because we're here for like 3 hours. Alright, so that is time. I didn't realize it didn't have mode select, so
yeah.
it jumps straight in.
Well, it doesn't really matter until you have movement.
We've got some just menus here, sorry, some cutscenes here, but it's a great time to point out that this game is ran in simplified Chinese, because the characters scroll faster and there's also fewer of them, so it's a win-win. To give you an idea of the scale of time save, it saves 20 seconds in any percent, and it would probably save about 4 to 5 times that in this category. We start off dropping into King's Pass, and you'll see me up-slashing these doors here, just because forward-slashing can give you... So true, what's up-slash with you?
It begins.
Just because forward-slashing can give you pushback, and we want to avoid that as much as possible because we're speedrunners. And then I jump on 2 very specific slopes there that just give us a forward boost. It is very minor, I think it saves half a frame. But we do 2 of them, so that's a frame.
It's the time save that matters.
And then we do a... we
Never mind.
go for a trick there.
Well, there goes that half a frame.
Yeah, yeah. Oh god, this keyboard's a little weird.
Bring your own?
Nah.
Did you have SOCD on?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, a couple things. Yeah, this is Hollow Knight, 2017 indie game made by Team Cherry. This is 107%. The 107 indicates 7 extra %, 6 added by the Grim Troop DLC, and then 1% added by the Lifeblood update, which are versions 1.2 and 1.3 3 or 4?
Yeah, 1.3.
1.3 respectively. The other 1XX category that we have 100%, which is for the base game, 106, which is just for Grim Troop, 107, which is for Lifeblood, and then 112 for the Godmaster or Godhome update. So because we're running the Lifeblood patch 107, we are running on the... Are you running on 1578?
No, we run on 1578, yeah.
Yeah, so we're running on the latest patch of the game. And that means that there's a couple things that are going to be different to maybe a Hollow Knight speedrun that you may have seen in the past that might have been run on 1221, such as what we saw May do before, which is an inventory drop. They're slightly different on this version. They are physics frame dependent. There's so many weird things in this game. You must open the inventory, the physics frame that you fall off of a platform, and only then will you be able to open the inventory and fall.
So you'll hear us talking about physics frame rate and graphics frame rate a lot in this run. So the physics engine runs at 50 frames a second regardless of your graphics frame rate. And some stuff's tied to that, which is good. And then some stuff's tied to your graphics frame rate. So a lot of stuff in this game ends up being FPS dependent, like flying enemy behavior. That was an airwalk.
Incredible.
Yeah, this game's great. It has a lot of bugs, and it's not just the characters. We're going to open this wall for later, just because we're walking past, so it's effective to do it now. And then we're going to go and fight our first boss. If you've seen an E% run of this game, we normally wouldn't be killing the boss, but because this is 107 and we have to kill it, and the dream boss variant of it later, we just do that now. And it also gives us some money and an item we'll need to access an area later.
So notably, this category is called 107AB, or all bosses, and that's because Hollow Knight's really specific when it comes to what it counts as a %. Some bosses count as %, some bosses count as a %, some don't. So just so that we have the most accurate representation of everything in the game, we include all bosses, just so that there's no, like, technicalities. Yeah, False Knight's kind of a jerk. You just kind of damage tank his stuff and then kill him.
Yep, so you'll either
phases.
take 1 or 2 damage on each cycle. It's quite precise. We managed to get the 1 damage cycle on the first tantrum, and then the 2 damage on the second. I guess now's probably a good time to explain as well. The little like circular coin things, they're called Geo, and they're this game's currency. You can see that tracked in the top left. And then the giant circle that's like 2/3 full with white goop, that is our soul vessel.
Goop.
And we use 1/3 of our soul meter to heal or to cast spells. There's charms that make casting spells more like 1/4 than 1/3. But yeah, that is kind of our main method of dealing damage and healing. We gain that. We gain 1/9 of a soul meter every time we strike an enemy with our nail, which is our melee attack. And we, spend it for doing spells and stuff. And especially early on, our nail does inconsequential damage compared to spells. So this first one that we've picked up here, the Vengeful Spirit or Fireball, it does 15 damage at a base, and our nail does 5. And then the Vengeful Spirit can also double hit, which would boost it to 30, and there's charms that boost the damage to a base of 20. So you can see how it's just far more effective than using our nail, plus obviously it has a much bigger range, and it can hit multiple enemies. So we'll be basically using our nail as our soul collection stick, and then we will be spending that soul wisely on spells or heals in some cases, and that's kind of how a lot of combat is routed. And we're going to be grabbing our first charm in a second. Charms are this game's way of providing like toggleable, customizable builds and benefits. So this one's Soul Catcher. It means we'll gain slightly more than 1/9 of a soul meter with every hit. It's more like a 1/7. So we're going to equip that at a bench here, which is our hard save and like checkpoint, basically. So this game will save what we've done, even if we die, even if we quit out. But we will return to our last bench. So this is quite useful in several cases to perform save warps just by save quitting back to the last bench we were at. It just cuts out a lot of walking. So you'll see that at several points throughout the run. And we're now going to use that fireball that we just got to go gambling. We did it once already, but I was too busy talking.
Let's go gambling!
The boulder here takes 4 fireballs to kill. We go in with 3, and then it has a 50-50 between a goop spit or a little child. So that's
1,
goop.
2.
Goop.
Okay.
All right, so third try. So
That's
each
pretty
one
good.
loses a second and a half, and it's just a straight 50-50. So it sucks, especially in like any percent and categories where stuff like that really matters. World records like 24, 25.
And it was
Yeah.
broken recently.
Yeah. So shout out. So imagine rolling. I think it's 1 in like 3 million or something. Just
I think it
it's
was
great.
higher than that. I think it ended up like, was it on the 25th spit, which makes it like 1 in 16 million or something like that?
Either way, that's great.
It was ridiculous. And not only that, but they were a new runner, so that was really unfortunate.
All right, we're now going to use that fireball to form a fireball skip, which is using the property of fireball resetting your fall speed and pushing you back slightly to reach a jump we normally wouldn't be able to.
Nice.
Just like that. It's relatively precise. You saw me back off because I didn't quite get a jump far enough along the ledge as I was hoping for, because my monitor at home is much worse than this one, so I have to adjust. That was just an execution error. I got a good jump and then turned around too early. Sorry, I just learnt that I can lie. So that was the game's fault. There was nothing I did wrong. I played that
Darn you,
perfectly.
Team Cherry.
Yeah. Team Cherry, you've done it again.
We also didn't introduce ourselves.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we were here on the last
We
one,
were here
but
earlier, but hi, I'm Vi. I'm a Hollow Knight speedrunner, relatively new. I've run any percent and more recently all skills.
I'm ISOG. I've run all skills and a bunch of glitched categories as well.
Violet, do you qualify as relatively new anymore? I don't think you do.
I would say so.
You've played more rando than like 98% of players.
I think once you're over a year, it's not relatively new anymore.
I saw May running this game at ASM2024, and I thought it was so cool that I showed her Morbius on my 3DS. This is Vengefly King. That was Vengefly King. By Vengefly King.
Yep, so we do that for money and to satisfy the all bosses requirement, but also because we need a save Zote, which is the NPC it had in its jaws for later, because he also turns into a boss. He is very ungrateful.
He turns into a boss that is also missable. You can opt not to save Zote if you don't kill Vengefly King. By the time you get Claw, Zote dies, so you can actually entirely miss that boss. And it means that you'll have one less boss to do in Pantheons. So going to open up the green path stag here, notably not going to take the bench because we want to save that save and quit warp still back in Crossroads because it'll save us a lot of time walking. Even though we are going to have to go into Hornet on slightly less health, but May's a gamer. Hey, you don't have Primal Aspects chasing you this time. You'll be fine.
True.
So this
The
is
joke
Hornet.
there being I ran this game, but with crowd control, this category, last year at ASM, and it was awful. It was the most stressful run I've done in my life, I think.
Nearly. We nearly got the ledge Hornet. Got excited for a second.
So
Okay, and that's
Hornet
Hornet.
unfortunately went into a state where she can't takes different knockback on the fireball that staggers her, so we weren't able to get some doubles there. But ideally we want to be going for those in the fight, but we were still able to deal with it pretty well, tracking a jump. Now we do a save quit, and we just picked up the Mothwing Cloak, which is our dash ability. It is amazing, and you'll see us using it almost everywhere. It obviously makes us go faster. We get one dash in the air. If we start a dash on the ground but then go into the air like that, we still retain our air dash. And it can also be used to reset our fall speed, which is helpful because if we fall too far, we take what's called a hard fall, and we want to be avoiding those wherever possible because it's just a flat 0.81 time loss every time we do one.
You know the exact time?
Yeah.
What a nerd.
I've been running this for like 6 years.
What a nerd. Laugh at this user. Anyway, we're getting the leg eater bench here, just for another save quit. We need to go and get Claw and a couple other things, but then we need to come back here to go into the City of Tears, and this is the nearest bench.
Technically, the bench by Breda, I think, is faster, but that movement is a lot less consistent.
Well, you need to get Shroomal Ogre's Notch anyway, so...
Yeah, so you do it on the way. It's like marginal to the degree of like a second, and it's harder, and it's just like not worth, period. Like I don't think any of the top runners really do it.
Yeah.
So coming up in this next room is E-Pogo, Explosion Pogo. I'll let May focus for a little bit.
I'm so cooked. I haven't practiced it on this setup.
Nearly.
All right.
Nice.
Nice.
So that trick, if you've seen runs of the any percent category, it is way easier because you can actually pogo the explosion and not just the sporg. But on current patch, that isn't a thing. So that trick is really precise. There's about 800 different setups for it. About 795 of them are placebo. And it sucks, but we managed to get there. It's also mildly FPS dependent as a fun fact. Also, what is
happening?
Oh, the actuation points on these keys is really high.
Is it going to be an issue?
I will adjust,
Okay.
hopefully.
Yeah, now we have our wall jump ability. That's going to basically allow us to go to more or less the rest of the game. And it's our major progression that will allow us to go further. Picking up a charm here called the Dash Master, which just gives us the ability to dash more often, and it saves a lot of time over the course of a 3-hour run. Especially since it's a 1xx category, since we have to get it anyway. The earlier we get it, the better. And it is relatively early. It's slightly out of the way, but we're going to go ahead and get it.
What? I just activated some shortcut.
Check the disc.
All right. Hopefully that doesn't keep happening, or we're going to be in trouble. And then just another save quit out from rescuing Breda there. She's another part of that Zote quest that we were talking about. And she also gives us a Mars Shard, which is that's our health. And we're just overcharming Dash Master here, which means we take double damage, but we're able to exceed our normal maximum charm slot allotment.
Oops.
And then we're going to go and kill the Shroom Logers here for a charm notch, which will remove our maximum charm, our overcharm state.
Shroom Logers also drop 150 geo, which is really nice for 150? Am I crazy?
It's 90. Yeah.
Maybe they drop that much in some patch that doesn't exist, but I'm definitely crazy. Don't
Me
mind
when I
me.
spread misinformation at
I
ASM.
love spreading misinformation over the internet in the Adelaide Rockford.
Wow, doxing.
Yeah, the patch differences in between patches are very odd and often very different, so you're forgiven for...
There's only one guy who knows all the patches, and that's Gustin.
Yeah, shoutouts to Gus.
Shoutouts to Gustin, who frequently on random glitched runs that, like, he's usually the only person to do it, will find some random patch that was dropped for like an hour by Team Cherry and then immediately patched and be like, oh yeah, it's like slightly faster because you can do a room dupe this way, but like it only works on this patch. He's the wizard. So moving into the City of Tears here.
Another thing Dashmaster lets you do that I don't think was mentioned is
Oh,
it lets us
yeah.
down dash.
Whee! Moving into the City of Tears here, we are going to do a couple things. We're going to first sell to Lem, who is our main, like, geo giver of the run. He provides us with a lot of geo. There's a couple items that will be picking up called relics, and basically what they do is you just sell them to Lem, and he gives you a flat amount of geo for them, and it's usually quite a bit. That's our first relic, Hallowness Seal. Gives you 450 geo, very important because obviously we're doing everything in this game. We need a lot of money. But then after that, we're going to be going to the Soul Sanctum, which will give us our second spell, the Desolate Dive ability.
Yep, so this is where language saves a ton of time, because this guy loves to yap every time you sell him a relic, and we sell him a lot of
Got
relics.
so excited you shot a fireball.
Yeah.
Nope.
This is an elevator. Elevators in this game suck. That one was my fault, but they do also suck.
No, it was crowd control.
True, true, true.
But yeah, this is what we call the DLC rooms, because in other versions of the game, I think only 1221 actually.
It's only 1221.
It's only 1221, but that's the patch that we run any percent on typically. You can skip these levers by hitting them from underneath the floor, but you can't do that on any other patch, so we call them the DLC rooms because you never see them unless you're running specific patches.
Honestly, there's probably more categories that see them these days than don't. But
That grub is called Radiant Grub, I believe. I'm going to try my best. I hope Blossom's watching.
So that is a spell, Soul Twister. They have such random patterns and movement. I assure you that wasn't like a quick kill or anything. It's just luck. And they suck. And
Let's
we're
go
about to see
gambling.
a whole lot more of them.
Let's go gambling!
honestly, this whole area is Let's Go Gambling.
This is where runs come to die.
Yeah.
So this is Norman. Hi, Norman.
If Norman's so good, why isn't there a Norman too?
You're not going to believe this. So
We actually see
he's,
4 Normans.
Yeah.
Why? What?
Colo.
Color.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say in...
Any percent runner point and laugh.
I thought you... No. It's because I thought you were talking about 112. And
Why would I talk about 112? Oh, I was trying to charge a C-Dash, but this is not the Soul Tyrant split.
That's later. That's later.
Yeah, spoilers for...
she's living about 20 minutes into the future.
I am losing feeling in my left hand. The corner of the desk is like in a real awkward spot. I will fix that during the dive pickup.
This is our third charm, Spell Twister. It is actually one of the useful charms in this game because what it allows you to do is cast spells with less soul. So we're able to do a couple boss quick kills that way.
Yeah, normally we get 3 casts of soul from a full soul meter, but Spell Twister allows you to have 4.
Are you going for early control?
No. I
Fair
am
enough.
going for massage
Safety.
my hand to health. I think we're back. I think we are so back.
You think
We're
we're
so
back?
Yeah.
Alright, we're so back. We're so back, chat. So this is Soul Master. He's a little bit of a... He's really mean.
Yeah, he can just give you awful patterns.
He's a little bit of a rude word.
Like these dives, they're really slow because he disappears for so long afterwards.
Not only that, but we only also have base Vengeful Spirit, which does not do a heck of a lot of damage, as well as the fact that we need 3 casts of soul in order to do them. So May is going for double hits a lot of the time. Nice.
Yeah,
That's
so
only
when
phase
you
1.
see me like doing preemptive fireballs at like this height, that's because it hits high and low spawns, and so you can do it right as he's teleporting to hit him pre-teleport and then post-teleport as well and guarantee a double, or like increase the likelihood of a double, and it's just a way of speeding up the fight.
So this is phase 2. He's just going to dive at you repeatedly. Definitely not a foreshadowing for what spell you're about to get. But he's kind of a pushover in the second phase. Or is he? Never mind.
Also, shout out to this really cool thing you can do here.
Oh, the first try, nice.
Whee!
We're floating.
Floating,
Yippee.
flying, yippee.
That's the tech I practiced for this run.
That's the real cool stuff.
The
Oh,
swag
God.
strats.
Your laptop sensitivity is so high.
Is it?
Yeah, it's fine. Or mine's so low, and that's just
Maybe.
what I'm used to.
Anyway, we're going to go for what's called a fake dive here. The dive hitbox is pretty big, so what we can do is we can do the dive on the edge of a dive floor. And the dive hitbox will break the floor, but we won't go through it. Like that. Nice.
Oh gosh. So it's actually different now because of oh gosh, the reroute. We need this seal. Whereas before we did a double fake dive,
Right, yeah, I was going to say.
Wow, gaslighting the runner.
trying to make me slip up. Okay,
know
I'm
if
glad I
we
was
can
able
do
to hit
Did that come through? I
Oh,
think that
gosh.
came through.
Yeah, yeah, the grub noise.
Okay,
Amazing.
I think if I actually change the runner tablet, it should appear on on like the audio indicator as well.
You don't hit that lever. My bad.
This isn't all skills, silly.
So you saw me before I went through the dive floor at the start of that room. You saw me jump before I dived. That's just because grounded dives have a little wind-up animation that aerial dives don't. So it's just slightly faster. It's, you know, minor time saves, but we take those.
I didn't know it was faster. Interesting.
Yeah, it's not worth like just jumping for it, but when you're on dash cooldown anyway, it's good.
Yeah, you can go for that in some places, and if you're like close enough to the ground, it just doesn't break the floor at all.
Yeah, it's great.
Oh.
Shoutouts to doing that on the peak entry dive floor.
But you saw May exiting and re-entering the room there. That's just because the bench, the like animation of the bench coming out of the ground takes a really long time. We run this game loadless, so there is an auto splitter. It doesn't always save time RTA. I think that one doesn't.
That one, I'm not sure.
Yeah, that one's
We're
pretty
actually going to
far.
forego a strat here because it doesn't save time RTA. I did put some thought into the marathon. So normally we would hit the bell with a fireball and then transition abuse basically. But we don't do that. We just do wiggles, and
Wiggle,
that
wiggle, wiggle.
sends the finished flag, which will progress the bell animations faster because this game's
still,
great.
To this day, have no idea why wiggling the character back and forth sends the Playmaker FSM for "I'm done," but
Beautiful.
hey, we can just walk up to Teen Cherry's office and ask them.
So we did a little pause on pause there, which gives us an early control to just grab that well relic with a couple less wall jumps. I'm bringing my own keyboard next year.
I was just going to say, because like we have the same keyboard, so every time that she's run Hollow Knight in Melbourne, I just give her my keyboard.
Yeah, it felt alright in the practice room, so I was like, surely it'll be fine. Clueless. This room has a really cool strat I hope I don't miss. I missed it. Oh god, it's so punishing. So when you do that right, you get through hitless and very quickly, and so there's only 4 patterns the guy can do.
Hi, Mila.
And it's fully mapped out. Oh my god.
Ooh. It also doesn't look like you're wall clinging, which is... Oh, I guess that's normal on the way up.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just painful.
Yeah. So this is the Crystal Peak without an S. Because some people will get angry at me if I say it with the S.
We will take a couple of heals here because there's a lot of damage you can easily take, and this is very punishing split to die on.
Oh, my... Everything got reset. That should be fine, I think. Just wanted to turn the game audio down because this area is really loud.
Nice. Saving that grub there.
I don't remember that grub's name. We have a lot of names for things in the Hollow Knight community. A lot of the enemies have names like Norman, Jennifer, Eric. Thank you, Hollow Knight community, for naming basically every single enemy in this game. And most recently, our friend Blossom put together a list of grub names for their All Grubs, All Glitches split. And...
Shoutouts to Sean. Hi, Sean.
Oh, far
That
out.
was
Is that
shot by May just got hit by.
I didn't know that one had a name. But Blossom made a bunch of grub names for every grub in the game. My favorite personal one is Mordaunt the Ancient, which is this little guy right here. So I'm going to try to remember all of them because I think it's funny.
I'm just glad that the Metroidvania tradition of naming literally everything is alive in this game.
Yeah.
I have names for some other enemies in Hive, but I can't repeat them on stream.
Big B.
Yeah.
Big B.
Big B.
We love Big B.
Normally it has some quote-unquote honorifics before it as well.
So we're going to go and get the Crystal Dash ability. Oh dear. Hopefully... Nice. That's only possible with Dash Master. This is a very specific cycle-based room. May's going for the... I'm so sorry. May was going for the damageless cycle because we do have to continue on for quite a little bit. I'm really mad at you. I just want it to be known.
It's slower with Dash Master.
I don't care.
Shoutouts to Locust.
Shoutouts to
No
Locust.
shoutouts to Lucas. You didn't do it.
Locust would be sad.
Lucas would be really sad.
My favorite Smash 4 Ryu turned Hollow Knight speedrunner.
My favorite Smash Ultimate Terry Bane.
True.
There is a strat that you can do called Underplat. May didn't do it. I'm mad at her. Mods, can we ban this? Ban this runner? I also forgot the name of this grub.
Fake fans.
Oh, that was a sassy one.
Alright,
This
these
is-
crushes are also activated by camera proximity.
Nice.
Alright, nice.
Nice.
This one's
They
called
have-
Gen Gen.
Disgusting hitboxes. As soon as the crusher bit is active, it just hits you no matter what.
Alright, a little bit of silence for this room. It's a little tricky. Very nice.
Nice.
Nice. Alright, so that's a dark room. Normally you would be expected to have the Lumify lantern for that, but we're built different, so we don't need it.
Rah!
Now that split is like textbook lock-in. All right, we're going to go for buggy skip here. That is not a great start. That's an even worse start. Oh, God. I have 2 health. I'm dead. I'm just straight up.
Ooh.
All right, that's bad.
That's a really long death.
That's
Hang on.
one of the longest deaths in the run. That's unfortunate.
We have C-Dash and we have bottom route open, so
true.
it's not too bad.
Yeah.
You're honestly worse off dying to Crystal Heart or to Entomb Tusks.
Did I lose my water for the second stream of the day? No. Okay.
All right, some nice movement up there. Those guys are evil as soon as they get a lock on you, but we were able to do specific movement that avoids that in the majority of cases.
Last stag's not even there. That's so sad.
So while we're heading back, I assume we have time for a couple of quick donations.
Yeah, go
Absolutely.
nuts.
So we have $100 and a penny from Hey, it's Rycon saying, "Hi ASM family, thank you so much for your hard work. Charity events like this are the reason I'm still here. I get extra days with my family because of you all. I miss you all and love you heaps. ASM will forever be part of my family. Dono to Tex Choice." We also have a $15 donation from FM Optimist saying, "Yay Hollow Knight, yay May."
It's 0 by default.
Shout outs
but-
to FMO. She is a head in time goat and just a nice person who
Shout outs to
unfortunately
Rycon as well.
is not Australian, so can't be here.
Shout outs to Rycon.
True.
Really
Big
missing
shout
you.
outs to Rycon.
Yeah. Love you so
It's
much.
not the same without him here.
I mean, you don't have to be Australian to attend, as I can attest. Just want to throw that out there.
Yeah, so thankfully we don't need to go up and around. We can just go underneath because we're just after the dive upgrade right now, Descending Dark. But there is a reason for the bench being so far away, and that's... Do we quit out here? I don't remember. We get Dream now,
We
right?
get Dream Nail, we rescue Sly, we get Shop Key.
Yeah, so it's a very, very long segment.
Yeah, it is brutal.
Nice. Get to see that dark room twice.
I don't
Notably
know what's
also...
up with my hand.
Oh,
I think this desk's just higher or something. It's fine.
do you want a box? Do you want a phone book?
I will get to some period of downtime and think.
Nice shade skip.
We might be able to buggy skip this still, because that's in a pretty good spot.
Nice.
That's
Yeah,
the
we
best.
can buggy skip this.
Hey. Nice.
Thanks, Buggy.
All right, so that's buggy skip. It saves like 7 seconds or something disgusting, and it involves a very specific lure of the bug to stop it from just getting caught on random geometry.
Current patch inventory drop again. It just saves so much time on falling, but you can only do it after like specific ledges, and it is also frame perfect, so it's pretty difficult. Picking up the Dream Nail here. Long cutscene where the dreamers are gonna yell at you for awakening them. Or something silly like that. I don't know.
Who knows the law?
This game doesn't have law.
Yeah, it's in Chinese. I can't read it.
I can read it. But I can tell you they're not saying anything interesting. They're just being like, grr, you woke me up. Grr. Angry.
Damn, we're going for Dream Dash there, which saves minimal time and is quite precise, but, you know,
But it's
we're
cool.
speedrunners, we go for it. We hit those, except
Lock
for me.
in. Utilizing the C-dash there to our advantage to climb up on top and skip a lot of the platforming, because the C-dash is actually faster than the dash, because it is the same. It is slightly faster than the dash and also persistent. So a lot of times, even though you have to wind up the C-dash, it is still faster.
Timing that without live split is hard.
Oh yeah. That's CS skip. That's a specific version of CS skip with C-dash. And obviously it's very hard to time, but if you have live split, you just wait for the time to start moving, and then you can just C-dash. Heading on to crypts. We are not going to get Eater here.
Yeah, we do.
Oh, you
That's
do?
part of the reroute. We get early Eater because we need this money.
Oh. I'm silly.
Yeah, so the reroute we're talking about is relatively new. Is in like the last the last month basically.
Yeah, last month, I think.
So I decided to learn it for this for this marathon.
Yeah.
Because why not?
It makes a couple things easier, you mentioned.
Yeah, it's pretty good for marathon safety. It just, this split in particular is harder, and like just learning that stuff's different is always a bit annoying.
Yeah, the walk to get everything is a lot longer, and yeah, if you die, you have to walk all the way back, as you saw. So it's a bit unfortunate, but yeah, this split is very hard. There is a boss up there. We're not going to kill him yet. We're going to come back later. This is the Blue Lake. This is actually... Wait, this game doesn't have lore. Never mind. I'm not allowed to talk. I'm being silenced. Saying hi to Salubra, who sells the best charm in the game, Shaman Stone. And that is the spell... That is the charm that makes all of our spells do more damage and specifically makes the fireball larger. And overall, just... saves so much time on bosses. Basically going to keep it equipped permanently. It's notably the only charm that we get. Why'd you do that?
Because I can't feel the keys. Can I get your laptop bag case? I think might be a good support. Thank you.
Oh, it's up there. I'll pass it to you. You will have to move the keyboard back because it's quite
That's
wide.
fine.
Do you want me to fold it in half? Or?
I have a save quit coming up, and I'll just mess
guess
with
who
it
it is.
then.
It's Mordaunt the Ancient.
True.
That grub is actually Mordaunt the Ancient. That's the official name. Don't question anyone on that.
The official name.
Official name. Don't.
Team Cherry certified.
Yeah.
Sorry, Scurry. That one, I also forgot the name. I'm doing a horrible job at this. This is Crossroad Stag. Gonna use it to get up to Dartmouth, just because we need to unlock it, and saves a little bit of time instead of walking. Pretty cheap as well. But we just saved Sly. He's another vendor in this game. He's gonna give us a whole bunch of stuff. Hi, Bretta. Bye, Bretta. Demole. Patamastiyo. Yeah, no, that's fair.
Wait, they're off.
Huh?
Huh? Okay.
No. You need to turn off the shortcut to turn it on.
Oh. What's that?
It should have.
This is time saved. Trust me.
Yeah. With how much I mash, this is time saved.
She mashes with left shift, so this is gonna save a lot of time. Hey,
No.
Tag.
Click sticky keys again. I think you missed the setting there.
All right.
Keyboard shortcut for sticky keys is right there.
Thank
There
you
we
so
go.
much,
Thank
Cool.
you. Shout out to Tech. Now, don't purchase that. Thank you.
No.
And now we do a quit out. Otherwise, we would have destroyed our geo routing. It is quite tight in this game. This reroute, another benefit to it, is it's a bit more forgiving, but we're talking on the scale of 80 to 100, not 150. And we're going to be equipping the best charm in the game now, Shaman Stone, which combined with Spell Twister, they're both combat charms. So we're going into a lot of combat now. First up, we have our second Norman of the run.
If Norman was so good.
He bought his friends.
This is actually... So, previously we killed him while he was at work. This time, we're in his home. This is a home invasion.
All right, so we're just hoping for him to do attack so we can get a full D-Dark like that. They're good.
Yeah, D-Dark does
Do
a lot of damage.
something. Thank you.
D-Dark does a lot of damage to some bosses. Well, D-Dark doesn't actually do a huge amount of damage relative to other spells, such as this one, the Shade Soul. This is going to be our main damage for a little while until we get Shriek a little bit later. But D-Dark is also really useful because it gives us invulnerability frames, which is incredibly useful on certain bosses. There's also a couple bosses that like have special properties with dive, like Dung Defender and blah blah blah. But now we're going to fight the upgraded version of Soul Master, Soul Tyrant. And this guy is pretty mean.
Yeah, he's kind of awful.
He's not nice.
Phase 2 is actually just gambling. It sucks. So in Phase 2, he can have a aerial or a grounded spawn. The aerial spawn, you basically have to either take damage or play hyper passive. So ideally, we take damage. But if
you did it!
Woo! I had to warm it up, you know.
You had to mark your initials there. So May's actually not healing here because when you enter a dream, you get full health back anyway. So we're just collecting soul in order to...
Have more spells.
Yeah. Have more spells per spell.
Yeah. So we're going to be going for a lot of doubles in this first phase. There's specific attacks we can get doubles, but beyond that, we're just doing them at that height, like that, trying to get him to teleport into the second hit. This attack's a guaranteed double. This attack's
so is this one.
1 to 2. Unless you stagger out of it, you bastard.
That was my fault.
Yeah, so that's what we want, the 2 doubles there.
Yeah, and this guy has a lot of health. For reference, I think Soul Master dies in 5 Shade Soul Shamans total.
The first phase, yeah.
Yeah, first phase, he just died.
Clean phase 1.
Total. That was good, yeah.
Now phase 2, which is a bit quicker, you'll notice.
Yeah, he's a little scarier in this phase, but May's got it. Alright, it's time. Let's go gambling! Oh.
Bad gamble.
Losing money on this one.
Yeah,
Insomnia stocks are at an all-time low.
Alright, so we got the wall
never mind,
spawn,
we're
which
back.
is better than... Wait.
You got hit on the same frame that...
So I got, hit on the same frame he died, and it's a soft lock.
Beautiful.
I've never seen that
Incredible
before.
game.
We have to
I've
redo
never
it.
seen that before.
I've never had that happen before in a run. Like, not even in the...
She said the
Oh, marathon, haha. I just straight up haven't had that happen before. I didn't even know it was a thing on current patch. Oh, God, I love this game.
And the fact that you did that fight so cleanly as well, that sucks.
Yeah, ready to see that, but worse in every measurable capacity.
Oh, God. So, this game is... Yeah, this game works in strange ways. I just want to recount an experience that I had recently. I started running all skills because it's a cool category. But I play all skills on 1221, and 1221 is a far less stable patch than this one, which is already saying something. But I went to go and fight Hornet 2 on my very first all skills run, and found that I was not using crowd control. She just went invisible, and I was informed by my chat that that can just happen sometimes. There's nothing you can do to stop it, it just happens. So that was really cool. Lost the run, auto-splitter crashed.
Wow,
really
getting
cool.
deja vu.
It's like looking into a mirror. Wow, it's like looking into a mirror.
Right, the good attack, like, straight away, which is nice. But honestly, you're not going to buy me back with that after... So that one I didn't go for the doubles just because I didn't have much soul, so gathering soul for more potential future doubles is just better. That one was just a skill issue. And so yeah, him staggering can be good or it can be bad depending on what attack he's in. If it's one where you're like, I was just robbed of a double, then you're not going to be thrilled. But if it's the really annoying ones and you stagger him out of it, it's a nice way to end it sooner. So if you fireball, like the frame your dash ends, it doesn't turn around even if you're holding in the whole time. Like that.
This is the good spawn.
Hey,
though,
we
'cause
gambled
can
better.
Get the descending
I just wanted the
ducks.
run back, yeah.
Yeah.
So you see how much easier that is. And you don't softlock, which is
Yeah,
always nice.
It's impossible to softlock. You have iframes.
Yeah.
Soft locking? Never heard of it.
So Dream Bosses and Dream Warriors give what's called Essence, which is this thing appearing in the left there.
300.
We will need 2,400 Essence throughout the course of the run. It's used to unlock things from the Seer, and it's also used as a currency for one of the fast travel systems in the game that we'll unlock later.
Oh, we're gonna get cheapers? I hope so. I don't. Oh, we might not.
Sten's depends. Sten,
one-
have you done 107?
Sten has 112 this game.
Wow, what a nerd.
Sten has one more achievement than me. This is Radiant Grub.
Yeah, so we have very particular hits routed in here, just because it gives us the exact amount of soul we need to break some walls later
Nice
using
squeeze.
spells.
That's a patch specific. Pacific.
Yeah.
Never mind. I
Most
give
people
up.
patch bugs out of their game. Team Cherry actually patched that one in, trying to patch a different trick out.
What
Which
were they
is
trying to patch out?
like elevator storage.
Nice.
Yeah.
Which is still present on 1575.
Yeah, if I had $1 for every time Team Cherry tried to patch something out and just made it slightly different, I'd have like at least $2
Probably
with
more
inventory
like
dropping.
7.
But yeah, probably a lot more. Actually, ePogo too.
Televator.
ePogo, Televator,
Yeah.
inventory drops.
Look, I'm not going to slander them because
Flukes.
they live in my city, but
They
it's
can
some
find you.
interesting choices.
I'm sorry, Team Cherry. We love you. We actually think this game is really cool.
All right, let's go gambling. One of these two can hit you. I don't even
Nice.
know where the second one was then.
Yeah, not getting hit there is really
Yeah.
nice.
Shoutouts to Kamo, who invented a really crazy rando skip that involves an obscure charm that no one uses in order to aggro that guy early and then damage boost up there. Very funny. The random community is awesome. Shoutouts to random community.
That's to random community.
All right. Now, this split sucks if I'm having any input woes or anything.
Yeah.
Thankfully, no one's ever died here.
Famously, no one has ever chain died to Fluke Mom.
No one would ever do that.
No one would do that. And it would definitely not be referenced in...
Every marathon run she does for the rest of the time.
I'd say it's also a good thing you're on a very familiar keyboard, too.
Oh, yeah, don't get me started. Like, I love not making excuses, but oh boy.
Nice inventory knockback cancel.
Yeah, do you want to
Yeah.
explain that maybe?
Maybe after this boss. Nice. That's Fluke Mom. That was Fluke Mom. She is kind of annoying and, yeah, can be really bad. That boss is, like, that boss kill specifically requires a lot of nail cancels, which is canceling your nail end lag into doing a spell. And it is pretty scary if you don't do the nail cancels correctly. But we did also see May do an inventory knockback cancel in order to charge up the C-dash faster. What that basically means is that if she has the inventory open and then gets hit, she actually takes no knockback, but the inventory closes so you can move again, and you still get all the iframes
Alright.
that you needed.
Hopefully we're about to see the sickest thing I do in the run.
Nice.
No, what?
Ah.
Oh, I was slightly too quick. But anyway, the scream skip at the start, an exhaustive list of people who do that trick or go for it is me. It is so much harder, and it saves a max of like 0.7 seconds, but it's
But it
sick,
looks
and I like
sick.
it, so I've committed to the bit.
It was for the bit, Your Honor. Do you get the idol here?
Nope,
Later.
we get it later, yeah, before
Mhm.
Colo.
Okay.
I'd also like to point out the charm we got from Fluke Mom there is called Fluke Nest.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Fluke Nest is incredibly broken.
I could write a whole dissertation on why that charm is just completely broken.
And I think there's been a couple theses on why.
Yeah. We'll explain that shortly, but just while we're going to Basin, were there any donations or anything? The big red one.
Currently, we're not sending any donations. I do want to remind you all that we are raising money for Game On Cancer, which is a charity that's dedicated to funding early career cancer researchers who are working across all types of cancer research. So super, super awesome cause that means a lot to so many people. So very, very awesome. Get those donations in during this super, super awesome Hollow Knight run. I'm very thoroughly enjoying this.
Easily entertained, I see.
Something like that, you know.
Going through Basin to get wings, which is our double jump, because we aren't Madeline Celeste. We don't spawn in with one.
Hey, you know what time it is?
Let's
go gambling.
Yeah, this is kind of gambling. A couple of them you can influence. A couple are just straight luck.
That one.
That one, you, with skill, can make 50-50.
I recently had to learn this room because I am learning all skills. Don't like this
I'm
room.
surprised that one hit us still. We're better off not healing here.
Yeah.
And we're going to do a trick called a trans dash. We're going to miss a trick called a trans dash. We're going to miss a trick called a trans dash. We're going to do a trick called a trans dash.
Nice.
And that just basically, we dash into a wall and then cancel it with our wall jump. And that pushes us out further than we normally would, which can let us get around some otherwise obnoxious geometry we wouldn't be able to navigate.
This is, what's his name? I forgot.
How did you not double there?
That's his name? Oh, okay. Well, it doesn't matter. He's dead.
That was Broken Vessel.
I actually forgot his name. I was going to say Lostkin.
Lostkin is next.
Yeah, you're like 20 seconds too early.
I'm also going to blatantly steal a bit from Stratus and say that trans dashes are human dashes.
So true.
So true.
All right, so
Shout out
yeah,
to
this is
Stratus.
Lostkin.
Shout
We
out to
basically want to
Stratus.
be stagger locking it. It can be quite finicky, and little balloons spawn that'll chase us, and they can interrupt it, and it's kind of crap. So hopefully that doesn't happen. All right, great start.
Yeah, this guy can be a nuisance.
Yeah, that was a skill issue.
He does do that dashing forward attack, and you can get doubles with Shade Soul on that.
That was perfect.
That was really nice. Yeah, but as May mentioned, doing enough damage fast enough can just stun lock him. But it's pretty tight, and not all of his patterns will let it work, so you do have to... Let's go gambling! Nice. I would have dashed into that.
Oh god, 1 health. How'd that happen? All right. Sorry, I was setting up for the death warp here. So you die right now,
Nice.
and you save like 2 seconds because, well...
Hello, SOCD Cleaner.
Yeah, so what a great segue, accidentally. So we legalized a tool called SOCD Cleaner for this game, which basically means if you're holding left and press right, it overwrites the left with a right press. It's a common thing in fighting games that's, well, debated.
Yeah.
But
Hey, can you see dash into the wings pick up
it's
for me?
default behavior in Celeste, by the way, because it's a good game. But we don't have that in Hollow Knight by default. If you hold left and press right, it just goes neutral. And that's crap. So
hates me,
we
chat.
legalize a tool that allows us to not do that.
It's a quit out anyway. It would have been funny.
What do you want to do?
See dash into the wings pick up.
Doesn't that stop the Crossroads getting infected?
Does it?
Only if you quit out early.
Okay.
That's really funny, actually. I didn't know that.
All right. So now we're going to go free a grub, and then we're going to equip flukes and do a whole bunch of using flukes, and I will have to explain
what the
that.
waterways grub is called. I think it's called tunnel grub.
So true.
Or no, maybe the basin dive grub is tunnel grub. No one cares about this except me. I need Blossom. Hang on.
Yeah, so we're now
Blossom in
equipping
tab.
Fluke Nest, and it does like
I'm
double
not joking.
damage of a normal fireball. But the thing that makes it busted on this patch is that the Fluke hitbox lingers for about a second or so after you cast it, And so, even though they've disappeared because they've hit an enemy, their hitbox is still there. And if an enemy exits and re-enters that hitbox, they'll take damage again. So flukes can hit like 2 to 3 times. And that lets us do like 4 times a normal fireball's worth of damage. So you're going to see that abused against a boss coming up shortly. It is quite hard, and the boss has like 12 patterns or something. And you have to react to all of them. Some of them are very easy. Some of them involve a lot of intentional damage tanks with 5 health against a boss that does 2 damage. So you can see how, yeah, some are a bit scarier than others. We're going to ram our face into an enemy here intentionally because it's faster than cancelling a C-dash. Gather that last bit of soul.
And once again, we're going to get healed.
Okay, I did remember to equip flukes. That would have been funny.
Yeah, you did. It's all good.
So that damage doesn't matter.
Yeah, I just realized that we don't see the real Jennifer in this run.
We do.
Oh, we do?
Killer. Light killer.
Flower.
Wow.
For Flower.
Oh, Flower. Yeah.
All right, here we go.
We'll see her in like 2 hours.
So that's the funny pattern.
I love the funny pattern. So this boss, some of its hits occasionally just don't have a hitbox.
Cool game. Yeah, and that's another thing about flukes is that it can be slightly RNG about how much damage you get. Kind of sucks, but we got to see it kill really quickly.
So something we didn't mention is Dream Nail. If you hit an enemy with it, it will give you 130 or soul meter back, which is really helpful there, as you saw, because Failed Champ and False Knight's gimmick is that they don't give soul for hitting their armor. So it makes it very... If you miss a flukes, congrats, you need to do like 16 nail hits, which is awful and slow.
That's no fun.
Yeah.
It also gives you that hated thing that we call law.
I don't want that. I mean, it's all in Chinese anyway.
It's like very angry, but in Chinese. Yeah, so this run is pretty long. We've got some notes up here on my laptop. Just like to make sure that we're not missing anything. There is a spreadsheet of shame for people that miss 1 or 2% in their 100% run. And May's on it as of quite recently.
I'm on it twice, back to back for the same thing.
It was really funny. She missed 1 charm, and that lost 1%.
Yeah, so percent is really arbitrary in this game. Some bosses are percent, charms are percent, except for the charm that's 2%. Abilities are 2%, except for the ones that are 1%. Charm notches aren't a percent. Extra masks and soul vessels are a percent. The game's just great. I love it.
Yeah.
Sorry, can I get you to scroll? Actually, I'll just read.
Grubs are not a percent?
No, grubs aren't a percent, but
Grubs
a lot of the grub
aren't a percent.
rewards, including the last one, are a percent.
Yes. So it's very confusing.
Is that where you jokingly go and get part of what the 112% and say, see, I got 107?
Yeah, oh god. Thank god we don't do 112 in this, am I right? What a terrible category. Who thought a 45-minute boss rush at the end of a 3-hour run was a good idea?
We need to get Kuro down here. Kuro would be better. And run 112.
I think better and running 112 are diametrically opposed.
Hey. Kuro's probably in chat right now.
Speaking of 112 runners, let's talk about some of the 107 runners. Much better. So, shout-outs to Nebula, who's done a lot of the work with the rerouting and the just like updating the resources, something that I did for one of the old 107 routes, and it was awful, and it took forever, and I hated it. They're the reason that we are running this route today and not the old one, because it was a lot of work I didn't want to have to put in right before a marathon.
You nearly got the early control.
Yeah.
Got so close.
And then shout-outs to CC as well, who's like the 112, 107 just goat.
CC is just good at everything.
Yeah, kinda.
He's done TASs, he's made strats, he's just basically very much a cornerstone of the Hollow Knight community, and
He's
very,
on
very
my
thankful.
Hollow Knight Mount Rushmore.
Yeah. Very cool guy.
Yeah.
So now we are heading back to the first area of the game, King's Pass, because we're going to go right through it. And we are going to go up to the Howling Cliffs for a couple of things. We're going there for an ability. We're going there to open up the Grim Troop DLC. And is that it? We quit out after Lantern?
We quit out after Boulder Shell.
Ah, right. And one more charm. Thankfully, there's no more gambling with this boulder, but
Yeah. So that's another benefit of the reroute. We used to have yet another gambling for a boulder spit.
so picking up Cyclone slash. Oh, we do journeys as well, don't we? Or do we do it later?
Yeah.
No, we do journeys.
Oh, because we have Dreamgate now. Yeah. Yeah, this category is pretty long, so I don't know all the ins and outs of it. I watch Maze streams and I point and laugh.
Thanks.
Also, if you watch like different 1xx runs, they do things in slightly different ways all the time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and they just get rerouted every like 5
10
seconds
minutes.
because someone found like 2 seconds of time save that changes the entire structure of the run.
That was
That
cool.
was Gorb. So yeah, spells are pretty cool. Dream Warrior Health, which is what Gorb is, the class of like smaller than Dream bosses.
Oh nice.
Their health scales with your nail level because it's not as consistent when in the game you'll do them, and that was their way of kind of like gauging the player's strength. But because we have Nail 0, which is the unupgraded nail, our spells do way more damage than they ever expected, and we're able to just delete most of them, which is pretty nice because the Dream Warriors are kind of universally some of the worst bosses in the game when you actually have to fight them.
Question: do you have to intentionally stop C-dashing that and not get invis control?
Yeah. No, on this patch you just don't interact with it at all if you're
Oh, that's even
still
funnier.
C-dashing. Their best way of patching stuff out, just make it not interact at all anymore.
So this is
Alright.
Dark Journeys. A little bit of focus for this.
They actually have this computer set up way better than mine because my dark is still like much lighter, so you can kind of see.
This is set up for gamers.
Yeah. Oh god. We're gonna do a little health refill here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this room is covered with spikes and covered with enemies, and while hitting an enemy gives you iframes, it doesn't protect you from hazards. So it's very easy to just get like wombo comboed and die.
Yeah. Luckily, luckily for us, if we don't have Lumify Lantern and we hit a hazard, we get sent back all the way to the beginning of the room.
Yeah, which is also not really helpful. I'm gonna squint and lean forward.
Lock in.
Yeah. You can only. Where is he? Oh my god.
He was
He went
as
for a
far right as he
pilgrimage.
could have been. Went for a little stroll. Little lance stroll.
All right, we're so back.
We're so back. This is a really cool strat. Whee!
Yeah, so that is one of the effects of Cyclone. You can either mash it and extend it, or you can just release it and it uncaps your fall speed, which is really nice. Obviously, when the Cyclone ends, your normal fall speed returns, but for small drops like that, it's really good. And it can also be used to hit multiple walls like that by entering and exiting the wall's hitbox with it still active.
Here you can also use Cyclone to hit the Nightmare Lantern repeatedly, very quickly, but it's very finicky. Wow. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll call that first try. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
You do that in order to, because like the nail, you have to like wait for it to end. Cyclone slashing like repeatedly there, it is a lot faster.
It also skips the cutscene, which is quite long.
Yeah, because you get control. I'm not used to boulders not dying. I
Rando
play too
player.
much Rando. Yeah, so this game also has a randomizer. Funny for me to talk about a randomizer for no reason
Oh.
whatsoever.
I would never rando.
I would never play rando. Yeah, but this game has a rando associated with it. It's very cool and it's pretty robust. There's a lot of different like extensions to it. And this game has like over 1,000 items compared to Link to the Past's 300. So it provides a really different playing and viewing experience. So it's really cool. I strongly recommend it. It's also very beginner friendly. So if you have played this game and you're like, I want to play it again, but like not quite the same, hop into the Hollow Knight speedrunning server and we've got a little rando section and it's real fun. We'll help you set it up and it's very friendly, very welcoming. So please don't be shy. Stop by. It's very fun.
All right, so we just got the Grimchild charm, which is what a lot of our mid-game routing's focused around. So when you have the Grimchild charm equipped, 3 enemies will appear on fixed locations throughout the map, and you have to kill them, and you get a flame, and then you get 3 flames, report back to Grim. 3 more will spawn, you get 3 flames, report back to Grim, then you fight a boss, then you 3 more flames spawn, then you report back to Grim, and then you can fight the super boss at the end. So we're going and doing a lot of these visits to areas in order with where those Grim flames are. So this will be our first one, and we want it to do a fireball attack, where it throws 3 fireballs in a spread, because we can one-shot that with flukes, whereas the other attack we kind of just have to sit there and twiddle our thumbs.
Let's go
Yes,
gambling.
that's the bad attack, and it can do it a max of 3 times in a row. Thank God. Bugger. Yeah, so I whiffed. That is a skill issue. There we go. And another thing, so when the pop-up appears in the bottom left, that's when you can leave the room. If you leave the room early before you've actually collected the flame, but after you've killed the Grimkin, that is the run over. Just straight up. So it's
I did not know that.
yeah, it just doesn't respawn, and you don't get the flame.
Current patch they fixed that, didn't
Oh, they might respawn now, but either way, you have to redo it, and it's crap.
This is Crystal Guardian. He's kind of a jerk when we have this kind of loadout.
If Crystal Guardian's so good, why isn't there a Crystal Guardian 2?
True.
Get a load of this
Anyway,
girl.
this is Crystal Guardian 2.
Well, actually, it's Enraged Guardian. I'm sorry. I'll stop.
Can we get someone else on my card?
Crystal Guardian does 2 damage as well, which can be very scary if you get hit twice in this fight.
There's also a lot of required damage left in this split.
Yeah.
So you really don't want to get hit more than once, so you're going to be losing like an eternity to healing.
Yeah. We're heading up to the Hallownest Crown, the very tippy-top highest point in the game. And we're there to get 1 item and 1 grub. I also forgot the name of this grub. I'm doing a horrible job at this.
Just a precise C-dash here to get through the whole room in one shot.
Yeah, you need to be high enough that you get over the crystal miners.
This room is also really cool.
There's a really cool strat you can do there that takes 2 damage, but is like 1.5 seconds faster. If I hadn't got hit to CG2, I'd go for it, but to do it now would be straight up slower and also insane.
Yeah. Because this climb up to the Hallownest Crown is very long and very treacherous as well. Full of just mean guys that get in your way. Crystal Peak is also one of the areas that's very like tight. There's not really much maneuverability. So movement here is consequently actually really fun because there's like really, really tight movement, but it is also really punishing if you screw up. So sucks to be you, I guess. I'm not running this game.
Also, you saw me do a C-dash there, where before I was dashing, the cutoff is about 4 dashes and longer, or longer than 4 dashes. You're better off doing a C-dash. But then with Dash Master, that number changes to 5, and with Dash Master Sharp Shadow, it changes to 6. So it's just a small optimization where there's some spots you can do C-dashes instead.
I actually was watching a tasks the other day where they pick up Sharp Shadow in order to get extended walking storage.
Mhm.
And I think, and you just go like zooming across the stage, and it's hilarious. This is the walk to deep focus.
Gosh.
These lasers are activated upon camera proximity.
And the crystals that shoot the lasers don't have hitboxes, as you just saw, which
But the
is
lasers
quite
do.
silly. Yeah.
Quit out here. Nothing else to do. Gonna head out. I'm gonna head out. That's the night people leave. I'm gonna head out.
Flukes for Dashmaster Shaman. Okay.
Yeah. There's pretty specific points where you need to swap charms and for like different bosses and different things. So like if there's a movement heavy split, you'll want Dashmaster. If there's a boss heavy split or like a very difficult boss, you'll want Shaman. Sometimes you want to overcharm because you just need more charms than what you can handle right now. And it's just faster.
So that's a double there to kill. So you get 6 soul just in case you don't get a double, which you can't really do on the dash attack unless you do it right at specific timings. And then we're going to go and get our first vessel fragment, which gives us like little extra soul vessels. Each one's worth 1/3 of your full soul meter, so 1 cast, but they fill up at half the rate of your main soul meter. We get a total of 3 of them throughout the game. And each fragment is 1/3 of a soul vessel. And then we get also 4 extra masks across 16 mask shards, and it's the same kind of idea. And actually, I'm just going to wait. Yeah, just if you quit out early on those, that actually, you're screwed.
Yeah.
Because they don't come back.
Yep.
And that's a % wasted.
Yep.
2% wasted, actually, I believe.
No, it's just one.
Just one? Okay,
Yes.
never mind. So true. Back to Green Path. Got a couple more things we want to get, like Great Slash. A couple grubs as well. There's a boss down here too, but I don't think we get him until later.
I love how it's called Great Slash, and it's maybe the worst nail art.
Hey, it does 2 damage.
It's good damage, but like
good
for
for-
movement and stuff, it's the worst.
Good for breaking some walls, sometimes.
On 1-2-2-1.
Mm.
Oh, true. You're right. Is the cycle different on...
Yep, you
Yeah.
can't C-dash in. It's awful.
Interesting. I'm used to a very different strat in this room because I only run on 1-2-2-1.
Yeah, it's crazy how different the cycle gets in this room.
Yeah.
On 1-2-2-1, you see dash pretty much everywhere, and then
Yeah.
on this patch, we're dashing through a lot of this.
Yeah. Although there is something to be said about current patch movement. You do a lot more, like, falling maneuverability, whereas, like, in 1-2-2-1, you can't really see anything when you're falling, because if you're falling without the inventory open, you just fall slower.
Yeah, so on 1-2-2-1, you can open the inventory in midair without restriction, which makes inventory drops much easier to use and thus like much more powerful. Whereas on this, we rely on cyclone drops a lot more and just clean drops in general. We can use D-Dark for some.
Yeah, and those are really cool, because D-Dark is the fastest way to fall without inventory dropping. Gonna grab another charm here, Thorns of Agony. This is every casual player's favorite charm and every speedrunner's least favorite charm.
Absolutely.
For some reason, almost everyone has the same experience in they thought Thorns was really, really good, but in reality, it just gives you extra knockback when you get hit and doesn't really do that much damage. I did all 3 colos with Thorns on.
Oh, no.
I don't know why. I was not playing this game in VC with
Alright.
any Hollow Knight runners.
Oh, wow, really?
Hi, Mossy.
All right, we're going to just do that, and that should double. Cool.
Nice.
So that is our last Tier 1 Grimkin, so we'll be upgrading that shortly.
There's a really cool reroute here. Well, I guess would you call it a reroute? You used to set a dream gate down the bottom just after you get the scrub because it's a little bit out of the way. But it actually turns out if you're fast enough, you can be faster than a dream gate, which is setting a dream gate and then getting it afterwards because you have Cyclone. Pretty cool.
Yeah, the setting Dreamgate animation and the teleporting back to it are both actually extremely long.
Yeah, because time doesn't pause until after you're in the white screen. Yeah, so that's where you would normally set a dream gate. I was wrong. We do fight Mossy now.
Yep.
And our other favorite part of this segment.
I forgot to ins0mnia for our
Thank you.
grubs.
Alright, so we do a very specific line up here. Just to get a double on the first one, and that lets us insta-kill it before it even dives into the ground.
Just giving Mossy a pat.
Alright, let's see if instas work on this keyboard at least.
Hey! So that's a little movement optimization called Insta Wings or Instas. If you normally use wings, you dip down a little bit before you double jump. But if you press wings within 4 frames of pressing jump, you don't dip at all, and actually saves quite a bit of time in general movement-wise, and it provides you with like a lot more upwards momentum, so you can get places a lot faster vertically. It's kind of cool, but it's very difficult. So only really top runners go for it. Which is me. Hey, don't laugh.
I was laughing at May's.
Back to resting grounds.
Oh wait, it's that.
We're killing 2 things here.
Nope.
Oh?
This is the part of the reroute that always trips me up.
Ah, right. We need to go back to Grim first, right?
We do rest a green path 2 first. Right, so this is the lantern, which will let us see in dark rooms. It's important. It's not a percent, but we need it because you can't interact with the things in dark rooms if you don't have lantern, which includes one of the Dream Warriors, probably the worst boss in the game. And so we need to kill her now. And I hate it. It is the worst boss. It has a 35% chance of teleporting on hit, and you need a double to beat the fight without having to chase her around doing nail swings. So she can just choose to waste like 20 seconds with completely optimal play. She is the worst. I hate her. She has no redeeming qualities. We just got the upgrade to our Grimchild charm, which it now shoots a projectile, which may sound good, but it is really annoying because it just affects stagger counts and stuff and does so little damage. It's not really helpful, including potentially making No Eyes teleport out of your spells.
So another charm that May just put on was Dream Wielder. Dream Wielder basically allows you to use your Dream Nail faster, and it gives you more soul when you Dream Nail an enemy. So for certain boss kills that can be required, or required for certain strats. And overall, it also makes dream getting faster.
Yeah, and the getting double soul and quicker just makes Dream Nail actually a viable way of getting soul.
Yeah.
Like that one in the KP Grimkin. Grimchild will kill it before you get 2 Dream Nails off on it if you don't have Dream Wielder, whereas we can just do 1, guaranteed 1, before Grimchild gets a shot off, and it makes the Grimkin really consistent. We're now going to be getting our first iteration of the 3rd spell, which is Howling Wraiths, which is our kind of up spell. Howling Wraiths is actually quite weak, but then its upgraded form, Abyss Shriek, is probably the strongest of the spells normally without flukes.
Don't say it, don't say it, don't say it, don't
and
say it.
Howling Wraiths, they, all the tier 1 spell pickups refill our soul. So we're using that to, actually that's not true, it's just Dive and Wraiths, but anyway, don't fact check me. We use that soul refill with the Dream Gate we set earlier to have soul going into No Eyes without spending time collecting it. It's just a small optimization that we do.
Hey May,
Yeah?
what's up spell?
I'm upset.
They really
Sorry,
do let
I
anyone
can leave.
commentate.
I can leave. It's fine. So this is nice.
Let's go gambling.
Let's go gambling. Oh, that was
Single.
one.
That's a
Okay,
double.
we got
That's
the
good.
double. Okay.
That's a single.
So this will kill this
Oh
next
god, I
shade
fell down.
soul.
I'm just being very careful because we are
Nice.
overcharmed and we want one hit here to do a special trick.
Nice. Dream nail drop there. Again, graphics frame dependent. Well, graphics
Physics frame dependent.
Physics frame perfect. Very cool trick.
But yeah, that one just gives us control while the cutscene is playing, so we can just leave.
Yeah. Because we landed and it has it. We're so back.
We're so back.
We're so bad.
Back to resting grounds. Got a couple more things to do here. Got a Grimkin to kill and also a boss to kill.
Yep. Honestly, a pretty chill Dream Warrior.
Yeah, this is Zero.
He's normally the first one that players would fight,
Yeah.
and he's sure balanced like it. We actually skip his essence. We skip 2 bosses' essence in this run, just because you have to kill all the bosses, and because DLC bosses, some of them add essence. There's more essence than the 2400 we actually need, so we just skip those 2 because they're the fastest to skip, and they each drop 100, so it's like the smallest increment that a boss drops.
Which
So
DLC
it's just
bosses
minor time
give
save.
essence?
Beg your pardon?
Which
GPZ
DLC
and
Ah.
And White Defender,
Yeah.
yeah.
White Defender. Yeah. I forget. They're hidden dreams, right?
Yeah.
Or-
Yep.
Yeah. But not percent.
but not percent.
Yep. So I was actually slightly curious about the source requirement for all bosses, but I'll ask you in a sec. So I was curious because obviously you leave the room while Zero is still like in his death animation. Does
You
that
still
actually,
get the percent on death.
does he move into pantheons?
I believe so.
Okay. I was curious whether, like, waiting for the animation was required for him to appear in pantheons or anything like that.
No, because I think that's done on death. The animation, because if I enter the room now, his essence is there for collection.
Yeah. I just thought that you needed to collect his essence for him to appear in pantheons.
Nah. And even if you do, God Home isn't real on this patch, or in this category. So just getting
Certainly
a
is on
stag,
this
setting a
patch.
dream gate, and
it
then
can
we
hurt
are
you.
on our way into Kingdom's Edge. We're going to try and get a few more hits of soul here, just so we can kill one of the Grimkin consistently, just because, so as I was saying earlier, 2 casts is needed in case you don't get a double. But who knows, maybe we'll just get a double.
Let's go
Just
gambling.
get the good gambling. Alright. Frick.
Sa.
And that's extra bad, because this is our health for Hornet 2.
Oh,
Nice.
Sa.
Alright, so we will take Camp Bench,
Yeah,
Yeah.
because this is a very punishing death otherwise.
Yeah.
and we're taking another intentional damage here for
And-
this skip.
Yeah.
And we'll probably maybe take another damage tank on this Aspid because he's mean. Okay. Cool.
And yeah, Hornet is a hard save anyway, so this bench doesn't mess up our like save and quit routing.
Yeah. But that was a cool little skip. That's a version. Well, I guess I wouldn't necessarily call that ACN skip.
No.
No. It's just Edge Acid skip.
Yeah, but it basically by doing a wings upwards in the middle of the C dash, we hit the hazard respawn trigger, and just end up there. It's very much so easier than the other way of getting across. This is Hornet 2. She's
She
pretty
can
mean.
parry your spells.
She can.
Count the shaws.
Like that didn't double.
Yeah, we really want to get double hits with Shade Souls on Hornet.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's the parry. And it works on spells too, and it makes it do 0 damage.
Which really sucks because that's 3 soul just down the drain. Yep, there it is.
Like that.
I like how Grimchild is.
Oh god, Grimchild, piss off.
Yeah, Grimchild just woke one up from the stagger there. Normally, one would be
Yeah.
staggered for like 5 seconds, 3 seconds, I don't know.
Long enough.
Yeah, long enough, and Grimchild's just like, oh, I'll do damage to her and wake her up.
And theoretically, if there was a bench here, we could unequip Grimchild, but that's slower. We don't got time for that. This is King's Brand. It's going to let us get into the Abyss.
We have time here for a couple quick donations.
Yeah, go nuts.
We have a $15 donation from Python Wizard saying, "Hi May and Isog and V, good luck on the run and comms. You are all awesome and got this. Also, hi to all my friends who are watching this. Hope you have a good time. Much love to everybody."
Python.
Python.
We also have a $15 donation from Underlean saying, "Great to see this gaming category at marathons, even better with such great runners and commentary. Wahoo, May!"
Shoutouts to Under. That is my teammate for the ongoing Hollow Knight Rando tournament. We are the retirement home because we're both considered boomers. When seeding was going on, people thought he was a new player, and so we got like very underseeded, possibly, which was really funny. But no, the Hollow Knight community is great. I'm also there. Yeah.
What is she yapping about?
Alright, yeah, so in the Abyss, we're just grabbing 2 very important upgrades. One is the Abyss Shriek, which is that upgraded up spell, which just does a ton of damage and is useful in some situations where Flukes doesn't really work that well, as well as the Shade Cloak, which gives our dash some iframes on a like 2-second cooldown.
I'm not gonna say it.
And it also, oh gosh, lets us pass through Shade Gates, which are just like a thing you'll see later on.
I'm not gonna say it.
What's up, sorry, what's up spell with you?
You messed it up. It's not funny anymore.
Yeah. I think it was well and truly not funny already.
No, it was funny. It was funny.
Alright, so yeah, now we're going to Sibling Climb. All the enemies do 2 damage. If you notice, our health is a multiple of 2, so we're going to just heal 1, and that gives us a 3rd hit to play with. Ideally, we don't need any health, but yeah, the spawns are very random, and you can sometimes just have to take hit, or be better off taking a hit because it lets you like get up faster.
Here we go.
That's pretty good.
Very nice.
There's a couple of spots where you want a you want a sibling to be there, so you can pogo it and get to a higher section without having to go all the way out around to the right. And we got both of those, so that's really good.
So now we're here at Shade Cloak.
And we can quit out of this long animation immediately as soon as we touch the water, which is just a nice little time save. Even RTA, like that's how long the cutscene is. And I missed the Dreamnail early control rip. Just grabbing an Arcane Egg here, which is the highest tier of Relic. Like that Helena Seal we sold to Lem earlier. Set those worth 450 and that was worth 1200. And we're just going now to get the Acid Swim ability, as well as collecting some soul for Troopmaster Grimm.
Yeah, I can do a little spike tunnel skip. Right here. Nice. Not as easy as it looks. You just kind of jump halfway in there just because there is a platform there already, so it's really nice. and then you pogo and then dash again as early as possible. But it is a pretty tight window. It's a pretty neat trick.
Yep, and then you're just seeing a couple of acid skips here. Those ones are a little harder because you can't buffer the start of a C-dash input and you can't buffer anything out of it. Those are some of the easier acid skips, especially because we have wings. But there are some very hard ones as well, which are like frame perfect or close to it. Or if you want to get the really stupid ones, there's ones that are like multiple frame perfect.
That was a sassy one. Anyway, heading up to Dartmouth, we are going to go and fight Troopmaster Grimm.
All right, now we get to see one of the prime reasons that this game's FPS dependent. So Abyss Shriek is 4 ticks of damage, and they can randomly get iframed by enemies depending on your frame rate, as well as whether VSync's enabled. So this theoretically has a better setup than my computer at home, but that also means I haven't practiced the better rotation. So we'll see how this goes. Ideally, he dies very quickly, and really, really ideally, we don't die.
What's the...
What? That was a 2-tick shriek.
That's wild.
That is concerning for future ones. Oh, God. I think that was the Windows key. I have a button on my keyboard that disables them so I don't fat finger it.
There might be a button on this keyboard that does it.
Yeah, either way, this is not good.
No, you're
Oh,
fine.
and you're not even in that anymore. Yeah, great. Shoutouts to fat fingering Windows key.
Nice.
Those are all 3 ticking.
Really?
Yeah, they are. That's concerning. But we'll deal. We'll explain that in a sec. Okay. So
Yep, VSync on.
I have a solution.
turn off the frame rate cap. Yeah, it's the bottom one.
So that's
It's
turning
still-
off VSync, putting on
it's-
frame rate cap at 150. Because if this is like a FreeSync monitor or something, that can mess with
yeah,
how
yeah,
VSync works.
Yeah, so this game is very FPS dependent when it comes to Shrieks, which is the highest damaging spell that we have, and it's just really big and really, really good. But Shrieks they do like ticks of damage. Like you'll hear like the damage sound go off like 1, 2, 3, or 4 times. You can always get 4-tick Shrieks if you cap your FPS to 150 and you have VSync on. You will ideally, most of the time, get 4-tick Shrieks. However, we didn't there for some reason. There's a whole myriad of different reasons why that could happen.
Yeah, it's like all vibes based. I'm sure CC's like yelling at his computer like, no, clearly you just had to like rotate the tower like 3 degrees before you started it up and then like the FPS behaves better. Like you just had to turn on the 4-tick shriek setting on your monitor. But
Yeah.
it's just awful. It's, yeah, like I say, like from monitor to monitor it will change. It's just, yeah, absolute crap. So I'm just going to go with the tried and true, like 90% consistent 150 cap, no VSync, which is what I normally run with. And theoretically, everything will be fine-ish from here.
Yeah. It's not necessarily what went wrong, but it's more like what didn't go right, because like it has to be so specific, so no harm, no foul.
Yeah, I think you can miss like 2 ticks to shriek, depending on how good a cyclone you get on the stagger.
I
1,
believe
2,
in the original patch, I believe in 1.0 you had to manually time shrieks, because if you did another shriek while you were already doing one, it would just cancel the previous shriek, if I'm not
I mean,
wrong.
on 1221, they can just not come out if you spam them too hard.
Yes, I've seen that firsthand.
What are you, some kind of 1221 all skills runner?
Not yet.
You've done runs of it.
I've done one run of it.
You've done run of it.
Thank you. So this is Brooding Morlach. He's a big guy. He'll go down pretty quickly,
For
though.
you.
He's average sized, actually. Please don't ban me.
Alright, and just using an inventory knockback cancel there, because not only do we not go anywhere, we get control back instantly, so it lets us do 2 shrieks within the iframes that we're given, and that just lets us insta-kill it, because Morlach is an early game boss and only has 300 health.
Yeah, he's everything in Crossroads pretty much you're expected to kill pretty early. Brooding Morlach is one of the ones that you should technically find. I think after Wings is what they were going for with that like vertical spike tunnel. You can beat him itemless. Heading down back into Fungal, we've got another boss to kill called Elder Who.
Let's go gambling.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's right. You take that off and you
Need
put
to
on...
wear-
No, Stinky.
Stinky. Shoutouts to Art.
For people that don't have context for that, that sounds very mean.
There is a category called Stinky Percent, which was pioneered by Oatmeal, another Hollow Knight runner. And what does it exactly involve? Because I can't quite remember.
Don't ask me.
I think it involves just completing the Dung Defender questline, which is defeat Dung Defender, get all 3 Dreamers, and fight White Defender.
I think it's fighting White Defender 5 times.
Oh, that also makes sense.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's called Stinky Percent. I'm not calling Oatmeal Stinky. I promise.
Allegedly.
Don't allegedly me.
You are not getting invited back for another AusSpeedruns event.
I am not beating the allegations.
This is Elder Who. Elder Who gave us good RNG.
Yeah. He can do a pancake attack where rings come in from the outside in and it just wastes like 10 seconds. He's also the second boss of 2 whose essence we skip. He is awful, especially in trending runs when you have very little damage.
Yeah, you fight him so early in true ending.
Yeah, you fight him with just VS and Shaman Stone.
VS Shaman, yeah. Elder Who?
Elder what?
Elder Him. He's so him. So there are 46 grubs in the game. We need to collect all 46 because the final reward is a charm that provides percent. Does Salubra's Blessing count as a percent?
No.
Okay.
Nope.
Wasn't
We
There are-
do not get it.
Charm notches, so.
right.
Oh, so that's Grimchild killing the thing that you were trying to hit for soul.
Get trolled. Love it when that happens. It's so funny. So we are hitting this lever because we are going to go down and fight the Mantis Lords, which is fan favorite boss, speedrunner hated boss. They're pretty RNG heavy. When you have this loadout, they're not too bad, but usually their attacks, they're gonna have a couple different attacks. I don't know if it's 2. I can't count.
3.
3 different attacks. There's one where they dive down on you, there's one where they dash past, and there's one where they cling on the walls and they throw stuff at you. And that's the best attack for us because we have Shriek with Shaman. Any other attack is kind of just wasting time. That's the attack that we're looking for. That one's also good. Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah, that was pretty well ideal.
Yeah, that's the dash attack.
This is the
There it
bad
is.
one.
Yeah, we don't want that.
So they're both very close to death now. I can probably just do that.
Nice.
Yeah, thanks. I
was
didn't
hot.
expect the second one to come teleport in, but I'll take it.
That was good. So we do have to go and get the rewards. There's just one charm here called Mark of Pride. It increases your nail length. We're not going to use it in this speedrun, but it is actually a very good charm.
We actually forego the chest with the Hellenist seal here, because we are so rich in this run that the extra, 7 seconds or whatever it would take to get that 450 geo isn't even worth it.
I mean, we could maybe convince May to go for TSS, right? Non-sugar. Do you know
Oh
how to
god,
do it?
on this keyboard,
Oh, true. Actually, yeah.
I'll go for it once, but actually,
You need long nail and marker pride. So
oh yeah, I need to change charms there as well.
yeah, that's.
I'll do
that's,
Strogo TSS.
Yeah, but. This is the fungal core. There's a couple things we need down here. Actually, just the mask shard. Sorry, I'm thinking about rando checks. Oh, there is a Grimkin, I suppose.
That was a nice double.
Nicely timed as well. Oh. No audio there? That was weird.
Yeah, I think because it was so soon coming out of a transition.
That's funny. Where are we off to next?
More gambling.
Yo, I love gambling.
If you haven't figured it out already, this game's all gambling with like illusions of control spattered in between.
Final Fantasy runners would like to have a word.
Yeah. I can't say that when Worst is around. Sargon, you want to hear about real?
He's literally running Pokemon
I didn't see
Stadium.
a consistent split until I was like already a man.
Charm notch, not required, but it does help us a little bit, especially for a couple very like battle-heavy segments, namely the Colosseums. Heading down to Teacher's Archives now to fight Umu. Big jellyfish. Lots of jellyfish. I'm wearing a jellyfish dress. This is crazy.
Nice.
Look, it's got jellyfish on it.
It's Umu.
I hope not. I hate Umu. Everyone does.
So, Violet is a any percent runner, and any percent Umu is absolutely atrocious. It's like the epitome of if you look at it wrong, like it just doesn't work. But in this category, we have Abyss Shriek, and we can kind of just do whatever we want.
Yeah.
The main RNG is just in Umu can do fast or slow attacks, and it can do one extra attack in its phase. Because at the moment it's invincible even. It is legally distinct, like crossover of a Metroid and Phantoon.
Invisible Umu sounds terrifying.
Oh god. Well, actually, no, it wouldn't be that bad because you could see where Quirrell is gonna go.
Oh, true.
So we got an extra, which is the bad thing. It also ruined the positioning I had set up.
Oh.
So you know how I said it's free? The game conspired against me to give me just
it was
like...
the ops.
Yeah. This is why we can't have nice things.
But yeah, any percent Umu is just so bad. The quick kill...
We got another extra.
Oh my god. That's a 1 in 9, I think, to get to actually.
Yeah, something like that.
It's a 1 in
It's not
3.
great.
Ouch. That's the other thing about Umu. She has a lot of knockback. Like, she gets knocked back really far by spells. So, unfortunately, shrieking her can just, like, send her into you, and you just take damage. Kind of sucks.
Yeah, so there are... The direction that... Whether Shriek pushes or pulls depends on what direction you're facing. So when you're facing right, it pulls. If you're facing left, it pushes. So generally against airborne opponents, we'll be doing right shrieks to pull them in and stop them from just getting knocked out of the final like couple of hits of the shriek. Whereas on grounded opponents, because we don't want them sucked into us, we'll generally get them up against a wall and then do a left shriek.
Yeah. It's our first of the 3 Dreamers. We need all 3 Dreamers in order to open the Black Egg Temple, in order to go and fight the final boss of the game. Oh, you can't skip this cutscene on current patch, I forgot.
Nope, extra 12.5 seconds wasted.
Can you quit out?
I don't think so, no.
Well, while that cutscene's going, we have time for a quick donation.
Yeah, go nuts.
We have a $15 donation from Quato saying, "Love my Aussie speedrunner friends,
Hey, Quato.
even if you are Aussie. Sincerely, a New Zealander. Also, May, don't forget un."
Yeah. So that's the thing I forgot in those back-to-back 106% runs. Yeah, and shout out to Quato. He is a New Zealander, unfortunately, but we don't hold it against him. We will get him out here next year.
Do you not get the grub now?
Nope, we
During
get during
flower.
flower.
Oh, that makes sense. Sorry, I just didn't want you to miss anything.
Also,
Yeah.
have a $15 donation from Blossom saying, "Shoutouts to Mordaunt the Ancient."
I love you, Blossom.
I'm going the wrong way though. That's crazy. So that was just a test, and neither of my commentators picked it up.
Hey, I don't run this category.
I just assumed you were going the right way.
I have faith in
Rookie
my
error. Rookie error.
It's okay. They can blame me for that one.
Blossom and Quado are two of my best friends in the Hollow Knight community, and I love them
Absolutely.
both very dearly. We need to get Quado out to an ASM at some point.
Absolutely.
It was possibly going to be this year, but maybe we can get Quado and Kuro out to the same ASM and get them to race. Kuro's another really good friend of mine from Singapore, so...
Australia versus the World Hollow Knight race.
Ooh, crew battles?
2v2. Yeah.
That'd be great.
I'm glad May remembered that mask shot though, because that's a really easy one to forget.
Yep. And if I got to Hive and didn't get a health refill, I would have been
Oh.
screwed.
Oh, true, yeah.
Which is, I guess, good to talk about. So your fourth Mars shard, the one that gives you the extra hit point, they refill your health. The incremental, like in-between ones don't. So it's really important we route when they are for splits where we have a lot of intentional damage or just higher likelihood of taking damage to route in a health refill where we can.
Nice.
I don't know if that strat's real, but I do it and it works like a lot.
I mean, that's the strat in AS, but I think they have less health on 1221, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so I have to double the other one.
Yeah. I mean, you got the double.
Yeah, I'm just built better. Humble too.
Chucking a Dream Gate down here because there's a little detour that we need to take. Nice Dream Nail drop. There is a key that we need, Love Key, in order to get into the Tower of Love in order to fight another boss. But we gotta kill some enemies before that. And then after that, we are heading into Deep Nest for the first time. Are we? No.
Nope.
No, we're getting
Oh,
Spore Shroom, right?
Kinda, but yeah.
Yeah, sorry. We're getting another charm and another grub, and yeah, this game is so non-linear that like it's actually hard to remember where things are sometimes.
Yeah, and there's so many, like it's so interconnected. There are so many ways you could approach.
Oh yeah, it's so good. It's especially good for a rando because there's so many different access points for like every single area. But also like it's just a really well-made Metroidvania, and it's very fun.
So this next grub is RNG.
Yeah, hopefully we can get it first try. There are 4 jars here.
Was that it?
Alright, surely, right? We'll just... Oh yeah, we got lucky, we got lucky. Let's go. Shoutouts to gambling. I can stop whenever I want.
Heading through Queen's Gardens. We are going to go through one of the worst arenas in the game, which is just simply called QG Arena. It's got so many waves, and all of them are full of enemies that are so bad, and it's just no fun. But we got to do it at some point, because this is our only way into Queen's Gardens. We just talked about how non-linear it is, but this is our only way in, so...
Just have no clip and you can come in from Green Path.
Just have no clip, or just play rando.
True.
Just play lever rando.
So when you kill these spiny guys, their corpse remains and you can hit them 4 times for soul, so we just route that in there to try and be spamming spells as much as possible. Yeah, whatever, buddy.
The flying wobble brambles. There is actually a pretty annoying boss coming up called Marmu.
And the run up to it's just as bad.
Oh yeah. We get to meet our favorite enemy, frogs. This is a bug game. And I know that frogs are not bugs. I am aware of this. But they hop, and the other name, while it is funny, frogs are more representative.
Let's go gambling.
Let's go gambling. There they are. Yep.
Great.
All right. Well, these guys can end your run pretty quick. Especially TE runners. You come in here after you've just done the QG arena and you're super low on health, and then bam, frog.
Okay, that's decent.
Yeah, that was
You
pretty
often
good.
are through there on 1 or 2 health.
But here's the boss we were talking about. This is Mamu. She sucks. And I'm glad she's dead.
Nice.
That quick kill is not as consistent as I made it look.
No.
Like when we say it sucks, we're not just posting, it's actually crap.
It's so bad. And on top of that, if you've played this game, she's ruined many a Radiant attempt.
Yeah.
Hall of Gods.
Yeah, so when she bounces, she doesn't take nail knockback,
Yeah.
which is great because you'll like do a swing to get her away from you and she'll just power right on through and kill you.
Yeah, it's really cool. That's a really cool drop. Really like it. Now we're entering Deep Nest. This is what we call Dark Nest. It's the part of Deep Nest where it is so dark that you do typically need a lantern to light it up. Thankfully, we do have lantern by now, but there isn't really anything to interact with down here, so you can actually get through here without lantern. You do it in all skills, but we do have lantern, so it's a better viewing experience.
Yeah, I did it for you guys.
Thanks.
Oh my lord.
If we were playing on 1.0, we would have to get lantern, because there used to be a toll right here. Just for one patch, there used to be a toll, and it was like 150 or 50 or something like that. I
No
don't
clue.
remember.
Shouts to, yeah, 80% no main menu storage, which gets through that with glitches. I was about to interact with the beast end bench, which
Please
would have
don't
been
do
less than ideal.
It would have been extremely
my
slow.
lord.
Devout skip? This is
Oh.
a form of devout skip, I suppose. It's very rare that the walls are close enough where you can jump back and forth between them, and I don't know, I think it looks cool. We have Shade Cloak here, so we're not going to fight this devout, we're just going to go right through. Oh,
Packs up. Thanks.
sorry.
What a great game.
So we're hitting our second dreamer now. This is Hera, the Beast. This is Hornet's mum. Sorry, Hornet. I hear she's getting a spin-off game soon, though.
Soon.
What?
Soon.
Clueless.
Any decade now.
Yeah. It's been soon for like 4 years.
We have time for a couple quick donations.
Yep.
Yeah.
We have a $5 donation from Josiah saying, "Hey May, are you coming to Cheese League tomorrow? I hope your run goes well."
We'll see. I'm meant to be doing stuff tomorrow, but like with this.
Also have a $10 donation from Mez saying, "Hollow Knight is the best."
True.
It's okay. Like, I've played it a couple of times, and it's all right.
Yeah, just once or twice, right?
Yeah. I've got a couple of hours.
I actually learned quite recently that Steam doesn't track your hours if you're in offline mode. And I play in offline mode because I share my family games with like 5 different people. So shouts to my little brother who every time I open any game sends me 17 Steam messages in a row begging me to get off the game.
This is Brum. So he's kind of unique in that he replaces one of the tier 3. Is there an addition to one of the tier 3 Grimkin? He wants us to not fight NKG and instead like banish him. But we're not cowards, and we need to kill all the bosses, so we will be killing his boss.
He's like, well, I'll give you this flame so that you can go and banish him, and then we use that flame to go and fight him.
Can I have a flame to banish Grim? Yes. Kills him.
That is Weaver Song, another charm. Something Silk Song, I don't know, I'm tired. Laugh.
Classic comedy.
Yeah. Not very much of a useful charm. It does spawn some little guys though.
They're a
Nice.
boulder killer.
True. Not a logical boulder killer.
They're medium logic.
Spicy logic. Obscure skips, I think, puts it in logic. Gathering some soul because we're going up here to fight Galian, who I learned that May calls him Galleon.
Yeah, it's Galleon.
I'm very upset.
I actually call him Galleon, Galian, whatever. But then I heard you complain, and I've just forced myself to adopt the other pronunciation.
She hates me, chat. But again, we have nail 0. We haven't upgraded our nail yet, so kind of a pushover.
Yep, and just spending my soul on healing because we get plenty of soul coming up. Also, I'm pretty sure C-dash cancels are harder instantly when you have really good loads, and this PC has really good loads.
Oh yeah, this game is
That makes sense.
load dependent. That's why we have an auto splitter, because loads can depend on how good your PC is. Not just how good your hard drive is, but also how good your CPU is. So discovered that pretty early, so we made an auto splitter for that. But notably, there are also load-dependent glitches and cycles, which kind of sucks, but it's part of the game. And we're not here to play games. So there is a glitch called storage out of bounds, which is actually so load-dependent that we use a modified assembly file to increase our loads longer than normal in order for the glitch to work on all PCs. Which is a nice touch, but we didn't always have that. The leaderboard for no main menu storage has gone through about 1 trillion billion iterations, and I think it's finally dead. Maybe. We'll see. This is the arena that we're going through to save Zote for a second time.
Oh, you're dead, yeah.
Oh.
Whatever.
There he is. There's a King's Idol right here as well. Gonna pick it up. Gives us 800 geo, and it's not that far away.
Yep, so there's journals which are 200, seals which are 450, idols which are 1800, and then eggs which we mentioned earlier, the arcane eggs, sorry, which are 1200. Also, that was amazing.
Did I say 800?
Yeah. They are 800.
Okay, I thought you said 1800. I'm
Oh,
afraid.
no. I wish there were relics that were 1800.
Yeah. Marissa audience would be so much better. That's all I care about. Coming up to another boss soonish called Nosk.
And we're just face tanking there just to get through because we have a bench here, and then we come back and we kill Nosk with the power of flukes.
Yippee! Thankfully, this is less of a let's go gambling boss with the loadout that we have.
It's more of a let's go gambling boss.
Really?
Yeah, because if you get the good attack, it's over instantly.
Oh, true. Yeah. Because he doesn't always run at you right away.
Yeah.
Sorry, the rando brain snapped. you like synced it up, actually. That was pretty
Amazing.
close. But yeah, Nosk is...
Yeah, so we want him to immediately run left at
Yeah.
the start.
And then we can just do 4 flukes?
5.
5.
And, like, there's more to it than that, but basically, yeah.
Yeah. Just mash that quick cast button. There are some lore implications with Nosk, but
This game doesn't have lore, silly.
my bad.
It's all Chinese to me.
Literally.
Yeah. That was the joke. It gets funnier when you explain it.
I still would like to know how he got a devout strong up there. Like, those guys are chunky.
Oh,
Nice.
I wasn't prepared for it.
Expecting the bad RNG.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, good RNG there.
Look, I haven't seen the good RNG in so long.
Oh,
He
no.
can run left or run right, and I think
Or
when...
jump.
Oh, I thought he only jumps when he's on half health.
Nah, he can
Yeah.
jump.
Oh, right, because he can jump but not go on the roof.
Yeah.
Yeah. My bad. So Pale Ore doesn't provide a percent by itself, but it is the upgrade material required for the nail upgrades. We need 6 of it in order to get our maximum nail damage, and that's one of them. So we got to kill Nosk, not only because he's a boss, but he does also have something useful.
Alright, can I hit a cycle to save my life?
This is the Sharp Shadow room.
Yeah, these cycles are really tight.
No, I cannot.
Yeah, this whole room is a massive cycle. Just kind of got to go through it.
That's fine. That gets us through quicker. I didn't want to take that damage, though.
Yeah, unfortunately, we do have to keep going after this bit. We don't just quit out again. So
There is 2 damage tanks ideally in the next bit.
yeah. Luckily, the bench isn't too far, but we still, you know, we want to go fast. Damage tank there.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, that was scary. And then this is a room with a vessel
Oh,
fragment.
God, I missed the wall jump.
Has a pretty cool cycle skip that requires a damage tank. See if May gets it.
Because I messed up the wall jump at the start, I think I'll be late.
You might be off cycle, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
too late. That Garpede needs to be a little bit lower in order for you to get knocked back, but not into the spikes. It would also give you early control. I think.
Hmm?
If you get knocked back by a Garpede and into a hazard,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
give you early control. A lot of things that...
But it also ends your iframes early, so you can get like triple hit or quadruple hit.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
great.
I learned that the hard way.
Just damage tanking here because we have a bench coming up. And waiting for cycles is slow and boring and bad.
Kind of also want to talk about the NMG rule set a bit, because it's a little bit funky. Not because, because the NMG rule set is bad, just because, this game has a lot of jank. So, the NMG rule set is pretty long with its list of disallowed glitches, many of which are actually easy to... Well, not easy, but they can happen out of your control, and there's nothing you can do. Trying to think of one. I'm not doing a great job. Maybe shade control is pretty easy to get. If you die with your inventory open, that's a banned glitch. There's a lot of glitches with the inventory. And yeah, inventory in this game is very broken, so there's a lot of just stuff that can go wrong, and you have your inventory open as a side effect, and it just invalidates your run or gives you a time penalty. Kind of sucks.
Yeah, inventory scream skips would be a good example.
Yeah.
No, we keep those on now. So this is another reroute. It makes this next section brutal. You go a very long way through a lot of very dangerous sections, and you cannot bench or heal, basically, because you need the soul for breaking floors later. So let's see how that goes. Oh my god, there's a very specific spot that you can wall jump from. So yeah, we want to be minimizing as much damage we can take as possible until we get to the quick slash gauntlet, which will be right at the end of this split before the quit out.
It's been sassy today. There's another grub down here that we need to dive through. This is the first time we'll see the hive. It's an area with a lot of bees, but we'll come back. We're not done. The hive includes our boss that gives us the 1% that makes 107 107. Fun fact. Because Hive Knight was the boss that was added in the Lifeblood update. Prior to that, you'd go through this really long gauntlet of bees just attacking you everywhere, and then that's it. Nothing else. And it was a bit anticlimactic, so they added the boss.
Also, the little bees were much smaller and they died in one hit.
Yeah, they were so tiny that you could actually barely see them if you're moving really fast, which led to some very funny interactions. Yeah, so a lot of this part of the run is cleanup. So you'll see a couple areas that we've been to already. They don't like have anything that are super necessary to us, but like a couple little things that we just need. This is Markoth. He is not fun.
He's probably going to die.
We got
really
a
quickly.
3-tick shriek, so we have to be careful now.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
So that would be not gambling if shrieks were fair enough.
That does nothing beneficial. It's just swag.
Just looks cool. Then again, frame perfect, so. Yeah, this is one of the splits that May said she was worried about. The quick slash split. There's a charm that we have to go through a very long gauntlet of just like lots of enemies, and we need a lot of soul because we need to dive, so we can't really heal.
Yeah, I was getting it down with 4 health pretty consistent. So we have 5 here, which should be good.
This is Oro. He's the last of the Nail Masters that we see. He's going to give us Dash Slash.
Shout out stacks to you.
True, shoutouts thanks to you. Unfortunately, we weren't able to do Pogax in this run, which is another trick named after him. He is one of the best Swedish runners of the game. A little bit of lore.
And that's not lore about the game, so it counts.
Yeah, it's community lore.
True.
The game doesn't have lore, the people have lore.
True. Why didn't you do the fake dive? You need to get the rancid egg for the check.
Rando brain goober.
Unironically, it changes the way I play. It's so bad.
But okay, we actually saved that. Okay, we take those. That's pretty good. It's the right side specifically near the grub that's just like really scary because the hoppers are so close to the spikes. You can get hit into the spikes by the hopper and then hit again because getting a hit into spikes comes with less inherent iframes on the respawn. It's just awful.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. There's a really good clip that was taken of May during her derust for this. Where she went in on 2 health, I want to say, and played out of her mind, so it was sick. This is the hive, full of bees, and a bunch of honeycomb walls that we need to use Cyclone Slash to break effectively. But there's a lot of bees, like a lot of bees, so it's pretty, you gotta move pretty carefully. Now we're moving to the section where the bees can home in on you as well, so it's a little scary. You can also break the honeycomb walls with spells. Notably, if you use dive, you'll break 2 walls at the same time if they're close enough together. But shriek is faster, I think.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. But,
Alright, let's go gambling.
Oh, yeah.
I think you're in the wall. Oh, no, you weren't. Okay. So normally that would... You need him to not be in the walls so the flukes can hit. And it's really easy for that to just not happen. No, please. What? How did I not touch the wall? Oh, that is one of the tricks I was worried about. It is quite hard. We actually got, like, the hard part, then just didn't grab the wall because we're bad.
Yeah, resetting the room is very fair there because all the bees are aggroed at you and it's just no fun at all. There's a grub up here that you need.
Yeah, so normally you would do a C-dash off a particular point in the wall or try pogo enemies, but we find this tiny little bit of wall geometry we can cling to refresh our dash, which is faster and more consistent if you're a machine. I'm not a machine, but I'm close enough that it's worth going for.
She's her.
So we need Big B to break
Nice.
this wall here. Big B was pretty kind.
Yeah.
Big B
It was
was nice
sure
today.
better than he was in that one practice run. Oh my lord. He was just like straight bugged out. And yeah, thanks buddy. Sorry. We
Straight
were
up
a little too
bugging it.
nice.
Yeah.
Straight up bugging it. And by it.
Alright, so this is Hive Night. I'm going to pop one heal here just because the bees raining down from the ceiling give us plenty of chance to gather soul.
Hive Knight can be pretty tricky as well.
You should be dead.
Yeah. Nice.
Thanks,
There we
buddy.
are.
You might be wondering why we equip Flukes for some bosses and Shade Soul for some other ones, and that's mostly just because of whether a boss can double hit or not. Hive Knight doesn't really take very much knockback at all, so we can't really double hit him, so
He's
Flukes
also
just do better.
very susceptible to fluke multi-hits. Some bosses
Yes.
really don't get hit by them. Some like
Yeah, because
get
he
multi-hit
stands
really
still a lot.
badly. This is coming up is one of the hardest splits and one of the hardest quick kills in the run. Why is that? Wheeler. So this is Collector. We're going to be going for a very precise scream skip into a very precise quick kill, and the quick kill depends on our Shriek RNG, and unfortunately we weren't able to get VSync working like we wanted, so there will be elements of gambling, but if I play well, I've managed to mostly mitigate those.
This is like mostly consistent, so it should be okay with a
Yeah.
caveat, but should be right.
It should be fine. But if I mess it up, then clearly it's the game's fault and not mine.
I also recently learned this for the Rando tournament, and yeah, it's not like the hardest, but it's pretty finicky. There's a lot of things that can go wrong. The scream skip is pretty precise as well. Let's see
Oh,
if she gets
God.
it. Nice.
No!
Oh.
I was too soon, so I got the perfect lineup, but then because I was slightly too soon on getting hit, I still got stunned. You're right, you're so close to staggering. Thank you.
So Collector doesn't give you any soul
Gonna do
when you
that.
hit him. So,
So this should kill. What?
oh,
What? I get
maybe
for saying
a
anything.
shriek tick
There
or
we go.
something. Yeah,
And
so
we're just
you-
going to refill on this guy that we left outside the door. Unfortunately, it de-aggroed, but that's fine. We'll probably heal one here. Just we need 2 casts for stuff coming up, because this is quite a long segment before we actually get a chance to bench again.
Should we talk about the mystery of Grub Noise 5?
I don't know what that is, sorry. I'm not a grub law
Wow.
enjoyer.
I am also unaware.
You're unaware of this? I'm 99% sure it's 5, but in the game files there are different grub noises that you might have heard for like different situations. So there's like a curiosity when you get close enough. There's happy. There's sad when you go into its range and then leave. There's a whole bunch of different ones. But notably, there's grub sound 1 through 6, except 5. 5 is missing, and it's never been in any of the patches. Just doesn't exist. So I think Blossom sent an email to Team Cherry once.
Oh my god.
because it was funny, and did not get a response. But that's the mystery of Grub Noise 5.
Incredible.
Yep, and if you've played this game casually, you probably know what boss I'm headed towards, and are probably getting flashbacks, because these guys are brutal casually.
This is Mantis Lords, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they're literally the same thing. You fight one of them, then you fight multiple of them. They're the same. But we have flukes, so we kind of get to delete
Yeah,
them.
so this is Mantis Lords right here. They're guarding a grub right now.
This is their day job.
That is the last grub we get in All Grubs, All Glitches.
It is. Not in this run, though.
No, there's no glitches in these runs. No major glitches, anyway. Are there any minor glitches in this run?
Yeah.
Not intentional minor glitches. Yeah, so this is Watcher Knights. Because of the loadout that we have, we're pretty stacked. So it's actually faster not to hit the chandelier, which you might see in basically any other category. They kind of just die. I'd like to believe that pop-off was for Watcher Knights dying. Because they suck.
Oh my god, I tried to...
That's
So that's attack
hilarious.
that's added back in this patch. They had it in like one of the first patches of the game, and then they accidentally broke it for like 4... Oh wait, yeah, there's more left. Whoops.
4 versions, yeah. I think it was broken until 1.4.
No, it was like late. It was 1.5.
It's 1.5.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Great.
Yeah, but they have about a 20% chance to do each of their individual attacks. They can slash you, they can roll, they can bounce, or they can back roll. And I want to say it's about an even chance. I think it's slightly skewed towards slashing on the very first one. But depending on what they do, you can gain or lose time. Back rolling is like strictly the worst one because not only are they dodging you, but they're like far away from you. So the fact that she just got double noped by them is really
When I was
funny.
trying to D-duck as
You were
well.
trying to D-duck is so funny. That was crazy. I don't think I've seen that specific thing happen before, but they control you pretty badly with back rolls, and it's no fun. It's no fun at all.
If you had any donations as well.
Absolutely. We have a $40 donation from Kuro saying, fun runs or a good time? I'll pass on the fun runs. I want to focus on my speedruns. I strive for a well-organized speedrun that balances skill and style, allowing me to focus on my speedrunning goals while maintaining a healthy mental.
Shoutouts to Kuro.
Shout out
out
to
to
Kuro,
Kuro.
another person that we're going to drag to ASM next year.
Oh, yeah. Kuro is mostly a 112 runner. They used to have the 112 world record. So that's prime reason to make fun of them by May standards. But Kuro is also one of my best friends in the Hollow Knight community and love them very much. Are they still in Japan? I think so.
Sure.
Maybe.
Are we still what?
Is Kuro still in Japan? I was curious.
Oh, I think they're back.
Okay. They're so back. That's Lem. He moves positions once you've gotten your first dreamer. This is just our first time visiting him after we've gotten a dreamer, so it's faster to go from below instead of from above.
He is the yapper.
He do be yappin'. Velmy Archer. Kachale. Helmadalka.
Can confirm, by the way, they are back.
Hi, Kuro.
Hi, Kuro, yeah. Yeah, shout outs to the Hollow Knight community.
Yeah. Big
Shout
fan
outs
of the
to
Hollow
me.
Knight community. Shout outs to May. Yeah, Hollow Knight community it's very big now, and it's full of really wonderful people, and I really appreciate all of them. It's a very big Discord, so I was pretty overwhelmed when I joined it the first time, but like everyone there is super nice. And
Also, I'm so glad I disabled sticker keys. It would be going off right now.
Yeah.
What? Oh.
You're facing the wrong direction. You turned around in real life and on the screen. But yeah, we're upgrading our nail here just because we're about to go and do the Colosseums. Colosseums are... They're difficult. They're not easy, even when we have a loadout like this. So fighting everything in Colos with nail 0 it's pretty brutal. So we upgrade our nail to nail 3 here just because that's kind of all the pale ore that we can afford to get right now before, you know, getting all 6 pale ore is impossible because one of the Colos has a pale ore as the reward. So you can only actually get nail 3. But yeah.
And this is White Defender. Maybe the second most gambling boss with flukes?
Yeah, possibly. He's the upgraded version of Dung Defender.
Casually one of my favorite fights. In a
Oh, yeah.
speedrun, like, it's just gambling. We go for a scream skip skip or a scream skip, and it can basically just decide that no stuff you. So, because we got 2, I'm actually going to go for a guaranteed scream, skip, skip. I missed it. I was hoping I'd be able to get the Dream Nail in a couple of casts.
Yeah, but he'll be pretty close to dead now.
Yeah, it at least means that we have to do way less of this section.
How was it?
There
There's
we go.
the Vortex,
And then
yeah.
we Dream Gate out of this immediately because we still get the essence, similar to the Death Warp that we did on Failed Champ.
So you can actually Dream Gate out of dreams. Anytime you do that, it just puts you where you were when you entered the dream. Just a faster way of doing it. Funnily enough, can also lead to some glitches. But
Yeah, so now if we were to go to our Dream Gate again, it wouldn't cost essence until we save quit.
yeah.
Fun fact. Which is a little dubious, but we legalized it because we'd been doing it for like 5 years before we realized.
Yeah, this game is a little silly goofy sometimes.
Alright, now we're putting on our Colo loadout. And then we're ready for Colo, which is just like 15 minutes of brutal combat. So hopefully we don't die, because you can straight up just lose 7 minutes
I hear you
to
later.
death.
So when May was writing her split notes for this, oh, nice essence drop from the Bellfly. That's like a less than 1% chance, I think. It's
We have
boosted
Wielder
because
on,
you-
so it's like 1 in 80, I think.
Yeah. But when May was writing her split notes for this section specifically, she was in the middle of writing her thesis on why every speedrun in every category is either let's go gambling, lock in, or rah. And for her Colo 1, 2, and 3 notes, it's just rah, and then rah but longer, and then rah but really long.
And capitalized.
And capitalized, true. So, yeah, it's going to be 15 minutes of pretty much just intense battling. There's not really a point to rest. You would think that you would heal between each Colo, but you actually don't between Colo 1 and Colo 2 because you get a Charm Notch, which means you heal automatically. But between Colo 2 and 3, you are carrying your health all the way through.
Yep, you can
which
do a
can be
safe
really
quit, which
scary.
barely loses time, but if you're at like 5 health, 4 health or above, you just keep going.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Here we go.
fingers crossed. I'm probably going to be pretty quiet for the next 15 minutes, so feel free to do any donations or just commentary. Also, yeah, I got lost immediately. It's fine. This section's pretty chill.
Do have one quick donation. We have a $15 donation from Blaze with no comment.
Thank you. Oh,
Oh, wow, they
that
all
was
doubled.
nice. Yeah, with upgraded Shade Soul, like Shaman Shade Soul, the hitbox is much bigger, so you have a higher chance of doubling things. But for a lot of the time, especially if it's an enemy that's off screen and their position can vary, it is kind of gambling. But Colo 1 is, I won't say easy, but it's at least a little bit.
I will.
Alright. Well, May is good at the game. That's one of us.
If I die, it is 100% my fault, unless it isn't.
Alright, so I'm gonna go unplug her keyboard right now. We're also utilizing nail arts pretty liberally here, because some of them do upgraded damage, and most of them have a much larger hitbox, which just, like, helps out. It's a lot faster.
Yeah.
This is Vengefly King 2. That was Vengefly King 2.
There are a lot of enemies in Colos that have like about 40 health, and Nail Arts and Shade Soul both do 40 health damage at this point, so...
Yeah. I think that guy has 80 because he dies to a Shade Soul double.
Yeah.
A lot of these guys have names with death in the front of them as well, just to indicate that they're a Colo boss, a Colo enemy, which I think is really funny. So we'll see a lot of enemies that are either just flat out from previous areas or like upgraded versions of them. My favorite name of the Colo enemies being Death Loodle. So the frogs, their names are actually Loodles, which is very good. I
Nice.
appreciate that greatly. And then when they're in Colo, they're called Death Loodles.
Alright, so this is a boss that you would normally fight in the overworld casually, right near Sly, but we skipped them, and then these ones count for the % that Gruzmothers would normally give you. So it's just a small optimization.
Wait, who's
The
this guy?
reroute is called Gruzmoment for obvious reasons.
Who's this dude? He doesn't seem very good at the game. Damn, he sucks.
Yeah, should have teched.
That's part of the Zote quest line. We do need to defeat him in Colos in order to get his boss to spawn. That's the Charm Notch. That's the last, like, heal that we're going to get between Colos.
Yep, and we kill Zote with 8 Pogos and a D-Dark just because it gives us Soul for the start of Colo 2, and he takes like a comical amount of knockback, so if you try and do anything other than Pogos, it's just going to go badly.
Yeah, he just goes flying. He goes, yippee! And then he's on the other side of the arena.
This Colo 2 is a big step up. Colo 1 is like the training wheels one, and then 2 and 3 are like big steps up each.
Yeah, so new enemy here that is unique to Colosseum, I believe.
Yep. And the flying ones there, they're genuinely like the worst. They are as tanky as the grounded big ones.
But they're in the air, and they're
in Colo
smaller.
1.
Flying enemies in this game are pretty annoying because they have like a lure hitbox, which is the outer hitbox, and a runaway hitbox. So you kind of have to balance between the two of them in order to get them to where you want to be. And
Oh god, I thought I had Soul.
that is never the case. They will always just
Nice.
troll you.
Alright, this guy we want to not jump on us. What'd
Nah.
I just say, buddy?
he's not being
Someone's
very
not
nice.
cooperating. You can let these hit the ground normally, but that's slower than just whacking them.
Yeah. Faster you kill them, the faster the next wave spawns.
This will be hoppers. Reminding myself as much as the crowd.
Yeah, because there's so many waves. It's like so many different strats. You have to remember all of them, and it's
And this
pretty
is
difficult.
hoppers that write their own press release.
A formal apology to all hoppers. On behalf of
What?
Hoppers Limited.
Alright, now this is one of the more stressful sections casually. No, it's not. It's a mimic. Never mind. I lied to you.
But wait a minute. Ah, he's dead.
Rip Bozo. I've been working on a different strat for this section, because I used to go up and kill the flying guy, but you're better off keeping it low and then getting all 3. So yeah, most of Colo is about efficient soul routing. Okay, that guy jumped, but he delayed it long enough it didn't screw us. This is the flawless section. So this is kind of scary casually. The version of it in Colo 3 is terrifying casually. It's honestly not the worst for us, because we have all the spawns memorized. Now I stand here. Oh, we got
Oh,
the
nice
double, damn it.
yeah.
I never assume I'm going to get it.
Those are death squits, I think. I don't know if they're
Armored
actually called
squids,
that. Armored
I think.
squids, yeah. Armor? Yo? Shout outs to Armor.
These guys have absurd health.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, why? They just
But one
run
double
around
and you're
they
chilling.
spit.
Over this, so...
So, we're coming up to the final boss of Colo 2. The Oblobbles. Great
Another
name.
one that sucks if you're a God Home Hall of Gods enjoyer.
Great name. Horrible boss. Nice.
Nice. That's actually really good health. I'm gonna go into Colo 3 without the quit out.
Good luck.
Thanks. But yeah, that was a pretty good Colo 2. Like, so far this run's actually been okay with, like, the couple of exceptions, namely D-Dark and just, like, the early game stuff while I was figuring out how to regain feeling in my hand and or how to wall jump on this keyboard. But we've actually pulled it together. I'm pretty happy with this. 228. Yeah, this is pretty good.
So that was the final reward that we're getting from Colosseums, but defeating the Colosseums does actually count as a percent, so we do have to complete Colo 3. Colo 3 gives you the reward of the glory of being a fool.
I think it's this lineup. Yep.
And now this is the longest one by far, and there's just so many enemies at a time.
Just making really big use of Dream Wielder there.
Since you're waiting for enemies to spawn anyway, and you want to kill them as efficiently as possible, it's best to just Dream Wielder them.
Yeah, Dream Wielder and Nail Arts are both really good for that because their whole like weakness is the charge up time, but because when you're waiting for Colo Waves you have forced downtime anyway, it doesn't matter. And now this section is pretty chill. We just do this, gather some soul, and then these guys are going to spawn. Then we kill the last two just to hurry waves along like that.
Yeah, those belt waves, they're too fast.
Wow, it's Loodles too.
Nice
So these
essence.
die in a Nail Art or a Shade Soul and one nail hit.
Which is pretty convenient for nail cancelling, but they're still frogs.
Yeah, they're just completely random.
Yeah,
Ah, I thought you had one hit.
like their trajectory and jump height is just, it's random. There's nothing you can do.
Alright, now we want to conserve soul here, even over healing, just because this is all an aerial section, and aerial combat in this game is awful. Oh god. Alright, I should have gone the other way there. I was trying something possibly safer, and it was not safer. But we get some Dream Nails here, and a
Need
nice
a
little chance to
combo.
heal up.
Doing a little dance.
Yep. And we are chilling. Now we want to be over here, do a Dream Nail. So Petras have a really annoying health in this patch because they are a Shade Soul and one nail hit, a Nail Art and one nail hit. Whereas on old patches, they just died in that one instance of the big damage tick, which made them much easier to control. I kind of want health, but it's not worth it here because we really want soul, which is kind of the trade-off that you always have in Colo.
It's Norman 3.
Yeah.
And this is his weekends. This is an enemy that's exclusive to Colos that's actually like a mix between Umu and a Soul Twister. Really weird.
They just didn't want us getting away from Umu. They wanted to remind us what they could have been putting in here.
They wanted
Alright,
to
that was
scare us.
nice. Now we kind of have a chance to play it pretty safe. We have a big heal up opportunity coming, but there's a Brooding Morlock in a sec, and that's terrifying.
Yeah.
But as long as we don't lose any health here stupidly, we should be fine. We're going to be so fine. Alright, and we
the
got an essence
essence.
for our troubles, nice. Yeah, so this is Garpedes, it's just a chance to heal up. And then we kind of go into the final half of the Colo. This is kind of where I do a quick little time check for the split, so I want to be at like a 440, 445 here. Obviously I have no clue what that corresponds to now because I am just vibing. Alright, now we have the
Chillin', we're
flawless
chillin'.
section. So this is like casually, easily the hardest one just because you have no chance to heal for quite a
Ah.
while.
Yeah, because if there's no ground, you obviously can't heal. And again, aerial combat. Not good.
These guys are the worst.
Oh, he's stuck.
Good. He deserves it.
Nice.
That
good.
was actually the best hazard respawn you could do.
Luckily, these armored squits die in one nail
Right.
hit.
So this is frogs. This is terrifying when you do overcharmed colo. I want to be gathering soul, guiding these guys into the spikes as much as possible. Because I want ideally a full soul meter, like my main meter full, and at least 4 5 health. So this is good-ish. I want you to die quicker, but that'll be fine.
That was alright.
Yeah, this is fine. Just lock in.
Rah.
Rah.
There's the Petra health striking again. Those guys with shields are deceptively annoying. We've got 2 friends on the couch now.
I was slightly too high. Alright. We are chillin'. That's fine. 4 health is plenty. I'm gonna do a little scroll. So this is God Tamer. So there's the Tamer and the God or the Beast. We just have to kill the big guy. So we will be completely ignoring the little guy and just killing him, and then the little guy will surrender.
Nice.
Cool. So that is one of the scariest parts of the run. Definitely one of 2 or
Genuinely
3
a
I'm the
very
most worried
hard
about.
segment, yeah.
I had to do no healing outside of the prescribed like free heal zones, so I'm pretty happy with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like not even just for a marathon, that was just pretty good.
Yeah, doing that deathless, all 3 of them, especially with minimal heals, is genuinely very impressive. And I would, like, I'm not super experienced with, like, Colo's speed runs, but, like, I'd like to say that's pretty fast.
For non-overcharmed, yeah, it's decent. It's not like crazy, just because you start getting into like really optimized strats, but it's pretty good.
Did you go to the wrong stack?
No, you meant to do that.
Oh,
Because
you
it's
need
setting
your
up the
bench.
shape of on.
Right.
Yeah, so this is the confusing reroute, and when I was learning the reroute, I kept on messing up and not getting one item, and then the run was invalid. It was great.
So this is GPZ, or Grey Prince Zert. And
This is the most impactful inventory drop in the game.
It's
Yeah,
so long.
keeping in mind our full
Yeah.
speed's uncapped there, so that's actually massive.
Like, you just keep accelerating
Oh,
the whole
God.
way.
Alright, so this is Grey Prince Zote, which is what we did the whole Zote quest for, and he sucks. With Flukes, he's okay on this patch, just because the multi-hits are really strong. But he's just weird and has such janky hitboxes.
Yeah, he's designed to screw with you. He's not designed to be friendly or like predictable. Like
Great.
you can just
Nice.
That was really good. He's designed to just like randomly change his animations and stuff like that. He can ruin your attempts pretty quickly.
Yep, so that's all the essence we need for the run now.
Would you like to know what Zote's Chinese name is?
Sure.
It is Zuote. I just noticed that just now.
Crazy what you notice when you aren't the one doing the run.
So now we go and
Right.
get shape of on.
And not forget it and be put on the spreadsheet of shame. Did I mention the spreadsheet already? We have a spreadsheet.
Yeah.
We have a spreadsheet for anyone that is trying to do a 1xx run but misses like 1 or 2%. Very funny spreadsheet. Here's the Hornet Arena. She's not here anymore. I like how it told you how to dash because this is your first time passing through since you got
Yeah,
dash.
so normally you have to do like a whole gauntlet after Hornet where the game's just like, you know how to dash, right? But we quit out of it immediately and it skips like a little cutscene plus the movement. So it's really good for us. And then we come back through and the game's like, hey, we still didn't show you this. Like, are you going to manage? And it's like, we just did Colo 3. I think we'll be okay. So fun little bit of speed tech here that's actually useless. You can go around and do a loop here before the guy's like animation to give you the charm plays. It saves no time, but you know, the best thing you can do as a speedrunner is always be pressing buttons.
You do get an extra point for faster slap though, so...
Yeah, yeah. I think Nebula's PB has that at the moment.
If you're not swagging at least a little, are you really speedrunning?
Absolutely not.
Exactly. It's always sad when new tech gets found that makes swag strats slower.
Alright, this is the
Nice
lead
floaty
up
jump.
to the scariest split remaining. Colo and this are just back to back, which is great.
So normally you can control your wings height, but after a quit out, you'll typically get what's called a floaty jump. And that jump alone will just not... You can't affect your height for some reason.
Yeah, it just always goes
Yeah,
next.
Yeah.
it happens until you do a grounded jump, which is
Yeah.
great.
Don't really know why that happens, but it sure does.
And so this is the Awoken Dream now from Seer, which we need to enter the White Palace and get the second half of the Void Heart Charm, which we need to get the true ending. And then we just talk to her a little more, and she's like, I haven't reached enlightenment. Thank you. I'm going to go retire with my wealth of essence that you've given me.
She's going to the retirement home.
1, 2, 3, 4. Counting.
Hollow runners can count sometimes.
Sometimes.
Not always.
Oh god.
There's
there
another
we go.
grub. Yeah, so this is Flower Quest. If you've played this game, you know that it's probably one of the hardest parts of the game, full stop. You need to bring this flower all the way from Resting Grounds, all the way over to Queen's Gardens, without taking a stag or taking a Dream Gate. Both of those will break the flower.
Hitless.
Hitless. On top of that, if you take one hit, the flower breaks because it's a delicate flower. And yeah, it's very difficult. There's going to be some sections with some really mean enemies in them, so we're going to mostly shut up and let May focus for this part because it is pretty scary.
While I'm locking in, do we have any donations or anything on your end?
At the moment, I just do want to remind everybody that we do have a bunch of prizes, a lot of awesome Steam game bundles that if you donate, you go to prizes at AusSpeedruns.com. You can go check all those out. They're super, super awesome. And hey, the money goes towards charity. You know, again, the fantastic cause, Game on Cancer. So go check those out while we're also enjoying this incredible Hollow Knight run.
So just buying out Sluber here, just because we need all the charms. Since charm notches are 100%, we only get the one, just because we want the charms. 9's a really good number because there's three-notch charms that are really overpowered. And then we don't get the rest because they cost a lot of money, and money can be exchanged for goods and services.
The other annoying part about this area
Here's
is
Jennifer.
that... Here's Jennifer. Bye, Jennifer. You see her in a lot of any % runs, so we named her. Killing those enemies early because, yeah. Okay. Okay, nice.
Cool. And so we cling the wall on our down dash there, just because it keeps our mid-air dash, and that lets us dash back over there. It's a small time save, and it's a little bit scary to go for, but it's worth it.
Nice. Do one nail hit and one dash there because you're wearing sharp shadows, so you can kill that enemy without getting hit. Got another grub to save here.
Oh god. Get out of my way. Thank you.
This is a very scary room, so...
Yeah, this next one's terrifying.
No talkie.
Okay.
Okay, nice.
Yes, we grab the platform to give us a specific line up there. And then we normally would C-dash through here, because the C-dash pops the jellyfish. But there is a thing in this game called C-dash glitch, where you can basically get hit out of it even from things that should have died to the C-dash damage, because the game's well made, so we don't risk it with Flower, because instead of just getting hit out of our C-dash, we lose Flower, and then we lose like 2 minutes to gambling, which isn't really worth it. Like, 2.5 hours into like 2.25 hours into a 2.5 hour run. Yeah.
Yeah.
That spike can also come out of nowhere, which is great.
And the direction it goes is random, so
Yeah. You
always
just have to react.
Very nice. Yeah.
Cool.
Really, really difficult section, just done really perfectly. And because obviously this is a speedrun, we're trying to get everything that's on the way because we want to be efficient with it. And then after this, on top of all that, we have a boss that we need to go and defeat without a bench or anything like that. So
Yeah. So starting Flower Quest sets our hard save to Grey Morna. So we have that set, and now we can't die or bench until we are done Trader Lord, which is a boss that does double damage, and obviously like we have to do all this platforming, save the grub up here, which can be really annoying with the Petras because they can just hit you into hazards. There's a really narrow choke point you need to pass through. Alright, but we got past that nicely.
I also absolutely adore Sharp Shadow movement, like especially when it comes to killing enemies. I just think it's really, really cool.
Just had to redo our C-dash charge there, just was slightly too high because that there isn't perfectly flat and it can get you hit, which is a really dumb way to lose that. Yeah, alright buddy. So those guys' position is basically completely random. Just because we do so much movement up there, it's hard to manip them in any meaningful way. Alright, cool.
Yeah, so this is Trader Lord, or will be Trader Lord soon. He just has his minions that he wants to send after you real quick.
Missed that.
However, their hitboxes spawn before they do, so you can actually...
So you can scream skip that, which is really good because he kind of just dies, but I'm bad, so we didn't see that. He can only do the same attack twice in a row, so we're going to take advantage of that because we want to force the jump. So we want a second dash here. Yep, and now we can just stand in his face and... we got... So that attack's really unlikely. So normally you can just, after he does 2 dashes, stand in his face and shriek, and he'll probably do the jump attack, which gives us 3 shrieks. So we got a little unlucky, but ultimately it was fine. We only really got hit by the body instead of the actual attacks themselves, so we only took 1 damage instead of 2, which makes it much less scary.
And another grub to save just through the wall.
Yeah, that is our last grub. So we've now saved all 46. We got our first half of the King Soul Charm, which is, you know, what we need to get the true ending of the game. We get the King Soul and then turn into the Void Heart. But we're getting ahead of ourselves because we don't do that just yet.
So we're getting pretty close to the end of the game. We've nearly finished everything. There is one pretty long platforming segment that we need to do called the White Palace. That's where the Path of Pain incentive comes in. And we have met that, so great job everyone. We'll be seeing that really, really cool platforming segment. But yeah, we're nearly done with everything, mostly just like collecting rewards here and there, doing some leftover things, and getting the things that we need for true ending, because 107 all bosses includes the boss that you fight when you get the true ending, Radiance.
So while we're doing some cleanup, we have time for one quick donation.
Yeah, go nuts.
We have a 15 donation from Gustin13 saying, "Good luck 107D Rust, May. Glad to see you gave up on skipping Shape of Un."
Shoutouts to Gustin.
Yeah, so Gustin is a really good runner who runs on a lot of like weird obscure patches, which is just like really cool seeing some of the niche tech that otherwise isn't showing off. Alright, yeah, we got all the grubs, cool.
So many of them.
I don't have an auto split for 46 grubs anymore, so I can't check.
But yeah, I mentioned Gustin at the beginning of the run. He just rocks up sometimes and's like, "Hey, check out this new patch that I found and it's faster for like one specific reason, but not really."
There's also like the one person who willingly runs all achievements and not just because they got Twitch partner, which is like a 5.5 hour run.
Yeah, all achievements in this game involves 3 playthroughs of the game?
2.
2, okay. We have to wait this long because the actual reward that matters is Grubberfly's Elegy, which is the charm. But basically, every couple of grubs or so, you'll get a new reward, and mostly that's just Geo or like a relic. But the final one is a charm, so we do need it. And that's it. Done. I don't think we even need the money by now.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Oh, we do?
Yep. We use it for final shopping, including like nail claw.
Oh, and the fountain.
And
Yeah.
But yeah, that's like a total of like 5,000 Geo or something like that. I don't know.
Something crazy like that.
I play this game sometimes.
We'll find out soon if I'm actually good on Geo, which I should be, but you know, marathons are full of surprises.
A surprise tool that will help us later. So just one last walk to get Nail 4. It is required. Don't really need it, but yeah. And also, gonna go do our final shop to Lem. Final, I think.
Yeah. I think I have 2 idols. I do good.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm in big trouble.
Venomy Artrit.
We broke 10k.
Venomy Artrit.
Whoa.
Alright, and 12-1, perfect. You want about 11-8, 11-9, I think. So we are chilling.
Yeah. And now that we have Wings, Claw, and C-Dash, we can just kind of like climb up onto a higher wall and C-Dash through most of the rooms. Much faster than like jumping over all the enemies and stuff like that. You gonna do anything with the Nail Master?
Run, Joe.
Nah.
Alright.
I know it's July, but no.
Garadel Akari.
That's me running away from the marathon after I steal all the money.
Who's on the run the management desk at the moment? Do you think you could outrun him? Oh, no one.
Oh,
so
absolutely
easily, yeah.
So just heading back down to the Abyss. We've got a couple more things that we need to get. Oh, sorry. Nope, hang on. I'm mixing everything up. This is the White Palace.
It's the Colosseum of platforming, basically. But it's only like 5 minutes instead of 15.
One of my favorite areas in the game. And Path of Pain is probably one of my absolute favorite parts of the game. And what's really cool is that Rando actually makes it a reason to go there. Normally, in vanilla, it doesn't.
Let's go. So that C-Dash is RNG,
Yeah.
whether it gets stopped or not. And God forbid we have nice things.
But yeah, it's Rando makes Path of Pain actually have items in there, and it's really cool. Yeah, so this is White Palace. This is basically one of the final challenges of the game. Lots of really difficult platforming, lots of buzzsaws, and there's
That's too
only
high. Yep.
there's only actually one item in here that we need, but it is required for true ending, and that's the other half of the King Soul Charm. So we will be seeing Path of Pain soon, and that is the ultra difficult platforming segment that is really cool, actually.
Oh God.
Nope.
Trying to do movement on this keyboard is interesting. Whoever's this is, your keyboard has terrible actuation
I
points.
think it's Nays. Someone needs to confirm that
Yeah.
for me, though.
So a
I'm
controller
not sure.
speedrunner, that checks out. Like a console speedrunner, sorry.
I think it is, at least. I'm not like 100% sure.
As one of these console speedrunners, can you explain what actuation points actually means?
Like how far down you have to press it for it to press, basically.
Mechanical keyboards,
Oh my God, my nail art had dropped, so I was trying to do it, but that knocked me back.
mechanical
go.
keyboards, because they are made out of switches and not membrane, like most controller D-pads are, they're physical switches that need to be pressed down in order to press the button. So, like, different different like types of switches will have different actuation points. Like cherry reds are very low actuation, whereas like cherry blues are very high actuation. Cool glitch coming up here as well. Trick.
Retweet to scare a rando player.
Oh, maybe.
Bugger. There we go.
Okay, so that's a Shurgo. That's a trick that was actually discovered last year, I believe. It's the most recent trick that was discovered. And basically what it allows you to do is if you shriek and then pogo afterwards, you actually gain your wings jump back and your dash, which allows you to gain theoretically infinite height as long as you have enough soul. But yeah, anyway, here is Path of Pain. It is a 4-room long platforming challenge. And you all donated for it, so here we are. Hope you enjoy. Ooh,
I love
very
that down
nice.
dash.
It's so cool. Pogo there to cancel the hard fall. This is like the part where the game looks and feels a little bit more like Celeste, but Celeste wasn't out yet when this came out, so...
I don't think the knight's trans.
Yeah, all of these buzzsaws are hazards, so they will warp you back to the beginning of the room if you get hit by them. These soul totems are infinite, you can hit them as many times as you want for extra soul and extra healing. May's hopefully not going to need them. Little C-dash here to just skip the cycles. And a dive just because it's the fastest way to get down there. This is where we're going to be seeing another Shurgo, hopefully. This is called Thorn Skip Skip. So you can actually skip going all the way around this long gauntlet. Where
Unwashed.
you could, once upon a time, stand on the thorns. But we don't need to do that, so this is Thorn Skip Skip. Sorry,
Why'd you say anything?
my bad. Do you want me to do it? Nope.
Yeah.
C-dashing there just to... Ah,
Alright, I'm just gonna go around, I think.
fair enough. Shurgos are a 4-frame window, so it is actually pretty hard. Go for it one more time. For the fans.
Alright. Yeah, shoutouts to being the worst person to run 107 at ASM ever.
I won't fact check that.
I'm the only one.
I know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it skips doing that. You can stand on the thorns. You can also do this really precise pogo off of a buzzsaw if you equip 2 charms that give you a longer nail. But yeah, then Shurgo was found and that invalidated all that, so... It is still faster.
I mean, it's still faster, yeah. So if you want to do the big stuff, you still Shurgo.
Yeah.
Sorry, you don't Shurgo.
C-dash off the wall there, just to save some time. But this is room 4, this is the final room. Gathering some soul also because there are some enemies at the end of these that can really troll you.
I am washed.
Pretty close.
Alright, just don't take 5 damage, otherwise we're in big trouble.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, and that's Path of Pain. Very genuinely fun little platforming segment that doesn't lead to any lore whatsoever. Don't worry about this.
Yeah, so they're actually so scared that this would be too hard that they didn't make it a percent or an achievement because they were worried that people wouldn't be able to do it. And then, like, 2 years later, they added Godhome, which was, like, the combat equivalent and 10 times harder.
Yeah.
And they locked an ending and like achievements behind it.
Yeah. One achievement that I still haven't
This
gotten.
room, I'm going to go for a cycle. It is very hard. And I'm going to hit it.
Wow, that's like really, really precise. That's incredible. Oh.
That's fine. Look, I did the hard part.
Yeah, that's the
which,
hard part.
like say, on this keyboard, I was expecting to get 2 wall jumps in.
I have watched you practice that and not hit it for like 10 minutes straight, so
Thanks.
that's really good.
I'm getting exposed.
I don't know what you're talking about. You're doing great.
Oh my god.
You do a little dive here to skip like having to fall precisely.
Now this next room, no one's ever messed up.
Ever.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
Especially not in a world record.
Alright, now I'm going to go for a strat here that saves half a second.
Ah,
I don't have soul, darn it.
that would have been really sick.
So it's a shogo that you don't even do in like world record runs unless you're like CC. Like I say, it saves half a second and it costs like 10 seconds to go for, which is the kind of risk reward we really want at the end of a 3-hour run.
Thankfully, we're not quite yet at the level of optimization where you have to go for it, but
Also, you notice me turning around when I'm like pogoing stuff and then doing wings. So that just cancels the wings animation while still giving you the height, which lets you pogo again or wings again. So it's just a core part of faster vertical movement.
I actually didn't know that. I just do it because I thought it was cool. Now we're heading into Abyss. That's why Palace down. So we are just getting the final thing that we need for true ending, which is Void Heart, and also doing a quick little bit of well-wishing, I guess.
Yep, so it says, toss all your geo into the fountain. It's like a true servant gives all to his king. Toss all your geo into the fountain, and it only takes 3k. So if you have more, it will not like deprive you of all of your hard-earned cash. And if you have less, like it'll take until you have 3k sort of thing.
Yeah, but there's no indication that it only takes away 3k, so a lot of people just like never find that.
Or come back with $5 and you're like, oh yes, I'm cheating the system.
Yeah.
And then they get nothing.
Putting on a couple different charms here that you haven't seen before yet. These are Lifeblood charms. There's a section here where we need to get into the Lifeblood core room, and we need 21...
1,
16, I think.
2, 15, 3,
Well, we can count.
4,
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Cool.
Oh.
So it costs 15 when you have Joni's 14 otherwise. And the reason I was counting that is if you dunk in the thorns too quickly before it's checked all 14,
It'll lock you out.
You can't afford it, and you're just screwed, and you have to quit out from the bench and go again.
Yeah.
It really sucks.
And the other charm that we need to have equipped is the King Soul charm, because that means that the birthplace will open, and then we can get the Void Heart, which is the last thing that we need for true ending.
Yeah, so the reason we dropped down was to open this birthplace up early instead of coming down here and then having to wait for it, which just saves like a disgusting amount of time. So you kind of have to go for it. But
The birthplace opening animation is like 20 seconds long. Or
it's a
something.
movie.
It's
They put
stupid.
like 3 of the longest pickup animations in the Abyss between Shake Cloak, Shriek, and Birthplace. Thankfully, we only need to actually see one of them. And then this is Diet Abyss Climb.
Yeah, we didn't get to see Abyss Climb before because you just swapped out. But yeah, this is Abyss Climb. It's real cool.
Yeah, so Abyss Climb's like a 27 second movement IL that's obscenely optimized. That was used to be done in the All Skills run, and it's just super fun.
Well, it's still done in all skills, but
Yeah, just different.
slightly different. Yeah. Yeah, but it's really tight movement. It's actually slightly more difficult here because it's dark, so you can't really see, but it's all the same.
That's actually pretty
Yeah,
good.
really
Nice,
good.
yeah.
Former world record here. Former world record holder right here.
Yeah, so I have a bit of an unfair advantage in vertical movement like that. So normally I use 2 fingers on my jump key and just like alternate them, which is a lot easier and better for your hands than like trying to repress really quick. So it gives you frame perfect wall jumps without like basically hitting your hands with a hammer. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, it is Dream Gate.
Yeah.
All right, now this is the hardest fight in the game probably. In the run at least,
In this
without,
run, yeah.
like, yeah, it's just rough. There's not even really more explanation to it than that.
This is Nightmare King Grim. This is the upgraded version of Grim. Just gonna do some final shopping before, well, this isn't really shopping, but Sly's got some final things for us. He's got a Mars Shard, he's got a couple Mars Shards, and he's got a couple Vessel Fragments. Just 1 Vessel Fragment, actually. I think, yeah. And then we go fight NKG, who is not only a faster, with more difficult attacks version of Grim, but also does double damage on top of that. And it's just so hard. Especially when you're trying to do it fast.
Yeah, because the quick kill involves damage tanking intentionally on the balloon phase,
Yes.
which isn't exactly great.
The reason why we damage tank is because of a charm called Grub Song, which May did equip, which gives you soul when you get hit. So that's the only reason why the quick kill is possible.
And we're going for something called Shoptimization here, where we save buying this Vessel Fragment to last, because when you buy a Mars Shard or Vessel Fragment, it exits you out of the menu. So it saves having to open it up after this to buy the last 4 charms. It saves like a tiny amount of time and is kind of a meme, but it's worth going for and doing.
And we have 24 Geo to spare.
Yeah. Oh wow, that is easily the lowest I've ever finished with. Normally I've got about 115 left. So 24, I really cooked with the Geo I decided to skip here.
I believe the proper term is calculated.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I cooked, yeah. And because I just heard it from the crowd, we don't banish because this is an all bosses category, so we have to kill him.
Yeah.
Because you get the % either way, but it doesn't satify the all bosses requirement.
Whereas
We're
in
going to make
112
heavy use of nail arts here because we want to save our shrieks for pillars and for the balloon phase, the pufferfish phase.
Yeah, a little bit of focus here. It's pretty rough.
We should be at it soon. This will probably be it.
You got Shoryu.
Yeah, so unfortunately we got a low fireball immediately, which kind of screws us. Oh god, I thought that was the last one. You should oh god. Alright, you're staggered at least. Let's lock in. It's that easy. Oh god, yeah, the stand-up is rough. Alright, I'm going to play this careful, just because if you retry, you go in with 0 soul, so it's really slow. Huh? Just got the edge of the pillar, I guess. That's
I think it was
unfortunate.
his feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, the toe
I should have just
box.
been better.
The toe box, if you will.
Alright. It's fine. We'll just play this safer, probably not go for the multiple shrieks on balloon, just avoid that guaranteed hit, and we should be able to avoid it spiraling.
Yeah. You can get
It
one
is
trick for free on
really
balloon.
stressful to do on like a PB pace run because you need to go for balloon skip, and it's just so terrifying.
Yeah, and if you die, that's
Because
usually
done
PB.
perfectly, you end on 1 health. And as we mentioned, shrieks can just decide to give you less ticks, so you see how easily it can go wrong.
slightly too early.
Yeah. I also think it might not have been stagger because I didn't do shrieks on it. Yeah.
There we go.
That's the attack you don't want it
Yeah,
to stagger
I
on
was gonna
because it can
say.
give you a shriek and like really good damage. It's just the best attack for him to do. This one's kind of whatever. This one's the same one. This one's kind of the worst because getting the nail art's the hardest. I lied, we're doing 2. This should stagger.
I think
1,
so, yeah.
2. Oh wait, I wasn't looking.
You are on 2 health here, mate.
Okay, thank you. Just be good. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Counting with me.
Yeah, playing that safe is fair.
Yeah, that attack can clip you, which is terrifying. Alright.
Nice. Genuinely really difficult boss.
Yeah, I certainly make it look harder than it is, just because I'm fairly confident that, you know, I can do it, and there's definitely things that are more punishing, so the D-Rust, especially with the reroute, was very focused on a lot of the new stuff, so it's kind of throwing for content, unintentionally, but it's fine.
If you are curious, there is a video on YouTube called When You Need to Kill NKG, but you're also late for work. And it's one of the fastest possible ways to kill NKG, and it's very entertaining.
And so we did a little early control there with C-Dash. It interrupts the wake-up animation. It just means that we can't bench in Black Egg. Sorry, we can't bench in Dirt Mouse, so we do it in Black Egg instead. So we'll be putting on Shaman Strength Quick Slash, which is just like... They're the 3 best charms in the game, like, without a doubt. And then we'll be using those to delete the final bosses. We will be using mainly Nail on THK just to gather Soul for Radiance, just because our Nail does so much damage now.
Quick Slash also saves a little bit of time here on chains, because you need to hit each chain 4 times, so Quick Slash speeds that up immensely. But yeah, this is the Holy Knight. He's honestly not super hard with this loadout. It's mostly just... It is a let's go gambling boss.
Yeah, so this is the worst attack for him to be doing, because it reduces all incoming hits to 1 damage. And this also reduces all incoming hits to 1 damage.
Yeah, but it's forced. It's like a part of the phase.
Cool. And now we entering Radiance. So, yeah, shows you just how badly we beat this boss. It is designed to be the player's first ending, so it assumes that we don't have a lot of the gear we do. And then this is Radiance, which is the true ending boss. So
Yeah.
this one expects more in line with the gear that we have, but we know what's good, which is spells, full upgrades, and the 2 charms that buff nails. So we should still make pretty quick work of it.
Yeah. Thankfully, Shriek does just so much damage to her, because she doesn't really move. She just teleports around. That's one of the furthest places away she can respawn.
Nice.
Right. I'll pop 2 heals here, just because spells aren't that great anyway, and we get good damage at the start, and it lets
Yeah.
me play a bit more aggressive.
Quick Slash.
Health
Strength.
is very much a resource in this fight.
Okay.
That's a really nice pattern when
Yeah,
it
that's
just
really
stays
good.
right on this platform.
That's gonna end the phase.
Yeah.
That was really good. She can teleport, or she can do... basically, any of her attacks, she'll typically teleport, but that's one of the only attacks where she doesn't teleport, so that was really nice. Are we still
Thank
gonna
you,
get...
Nay, for your keyboard.
We're still gonna get one form of underplat,
Nice.
and time will end when the
when we
final
fade to
cutscene
black, yep.
begins. Just gotta give Radiance a little slap. A little bit of a whack.
And
Not for a little while yet, but
and time. So yeah, that was Hollow Knight 107. If you want to run the game, there are much more beginner-friendly categories for starting out. There are a multitude of people willing to help and coach, and there's a ton of resources. So just, yeah, join there and ask about it, and they'll point you in the right direction. Shoutouts to Violet and ISOG for being on my couch. And shout-outs in particular to Nebula and CC, who helped a lot with getting this ready for this marathon, and ASM for having me. Yeah, that's about all.
Awesome. Thank you again so much for that awesome run of Hollow Knight. Up next, we have Silent Hill by Iceman. Don't go anywhere. That's also going to do it for my time as host. Again, thank you all so much. But before I go, and I do also want to thank MSI for sponsoring ASM 2024. MSI Computer stands as a global powerhouse in gaming and content creation, reaching across more than 120 countries, renowned for their cutting-edge products, including laptops, desktops, graphics cards, monitors, motherboards, peripherals, and more. MSI works closely with the gaming community to optimize product design, embodying their commitment as a true gaming brand. Again, thank you all so much. I'm going to leave you in the hands of our next capable host. Thank you all so much.
Good evening, everyone. I am Megaslayer321A, and I will be your new host for the Silent Hill run being done by Iceman. We're still getting that set up, but I would just like to let everyone know that we do have a Pick the Ending incentive that is still, or Pick the Ending bid war that is still going right up until the start of the run. Right now, UFO Ending is winning on $80, but if you want to change that, you're running out of time to do so.
actually $19.99. I'm not sure if I can edit it on the tablet. But the majority of the run is going to be pretty quiet. It's just going to be Harry's footsteps just tapping away with the occasional radio like this. You'll only hear the radio when there are enemies. I can talk louder if need be. I usually talk pretty quietly. Sorry? Fixed? Oh, cool. Thank you very much. I realized I yelled across the room and into the microphone at the same time. Cool. Oh, come on, attack me. Cool. Yeah. As soon as it takes me back to the menu, cool.
All right, as I mentioned earlier, I am MegaSlayer321A, and I will be your host for the Silent Hill run being done by Iceman. Take it away, Iceman.